fuck it, we ball becomes far more weighty once we account for the pre-existing axiom that is, ball is life. For the latter effectively transforms the former into, fuck it, we live. And what maxim could be more gravely important than that which urges man to persist at all costs?
Oh, holy shit. They just fucking ripped her clothes off.
Fuck it, we'll do both. I'll use my tongue.
I have no idea what's going on. Oh, yes. Yes, brilliant. It's just like a child. All you need to do is beat it hard enough, and it'll work.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
No, not that. No, that was the wrong one.
I know, Fandral. That's the fucking point. What the
Oh, that was...
No! Fuck you! No! Woman,
Don't hurt her!
are we back? Wait, shit. Did I... Son, I don't care about artificial insemination. I impregnate all my employees naturally. This is a place to be racist towards a surrogate, goddammit. That's better. Anyway, I'd pick suicide. Only they spent more time thinking about diversity, then the game wouldn't have bugs like this. Shoulda mentioned your name when Jeff Bezos is deep up inside my asshole collecting his $2.50 from me. What the fuck's this red stuff? Why didn't he explode into light and wave goodbye?
I can't do shit, I'm stuck.
He can't.
I'm pressing everything. I can't do anything.
He's fucked. Take this out of context. What you're telling me is that these fucking riggers are a problem in our society.
Community has had over the course of these last several years
Of being
and
insane.
be polite. Give them the
Get a 24-inch cock around. Retarded's coming back into fashion. I tried to say it without laughing. Oh shit! Really fucking shitty to me. Oh Jesus, fuck. Only the real connoisseurs will understand this one.
Fuck them kids.
How wide my fucking legs are on this thing. I've ridden a before, it wasn't this wide. His sister drank his ball water. By that same standard, Sawman, you're 100% responsible for murdering ESO. Now, I know that a lot of what I said is very non-acceptable in society and stuff. But there's two things I want you to understand. Number one, a lot of what I do is jokes. And number two, I'm allowed to do these racial jokes because I'm actually mixed race. You see, my dad's white.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And my mother's Italian. Guys, what the fuck? What the goddamn hell? Thanks for the resub, Super. Holy shit. I finally finished my fucking work. I open up Twitter, and it's just a dude getting his fucking neck blown out. What the fuck? That really hit me for a loop there. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with these fucking people? You picked the perfect week to stay away from politics. You know what, Moonstone? I'm actually glad that I did. People are gonna farm this shit for attention. They're gonna make a million videos about this stuff. I don't actually personally have a problem with people making memes and jokes and stuff. Like, you're not gonna be able to bring that guy back from the dead, no matter how much you might upset someone. But damn, I saw that. I'm like, oh fuck this. Oh Christ. I just felt more exhausted, not less. That was confirmation to me. You're more than 1 year old, almost ready for those Minecraft YouTubers to pick you up, I see. Oh, man, that was just confirmation that everything in politics and everything when you're talking about that shit, regardless of your opinion, is the dumbest shit imaginable because someone's just gonna fucking shoot you because you said something they didn't like. Man, it's so fucking retarded. That whole space is fucking poison. I'm convinced of it now. I'm convinced that all politics, regardless of what they are, whether someone agrees with you or not, is poison to the human mind. And that's all I needed to see to confirm that. So that's why not a single react that I do in the future, I don't think a single react that I ever do in the future is ever going to be like about politics. Like maybe I'll talk about it on stream on and off, and I'll make jokes about it all the time, but holy shit, that's just... Man. That's some retarded shit. So, instead, let's do something a little bit more positive today, right? But silence is violence. It's not silence. It's actively choosing to not play the game, filter. But also, yeah, if you're gonna be violent, you better be silent. Otherwise, how are you gonna sneak up on your victims? This isn't an anime where you yell your special attack move. Super knife to the back of the spine. No, you keep quiet while you do it. Having you live while shitting is an experience indeed. Oh, so you're surrounded by shit is what you're telling me, Mort. Congratulations. That's Super's regular Tuesday. So, today, we've got a few things I want to look at. I have a million things in the Discord to catch up on, and it's about time I caught up on it. I want to look into this charity a little bit with you guys, and then we're going to play some more Guild Wars 2. Now, if in the Discord I do see some political videos and that, I'm not mad at you. I'm just not going to bother watching them because I'm so fucking exhausted. I'm so tired by this. And give it 2 years. I'm ahead of the curve on this one. Give it 2 years and everyone's going to be so politically fatigued. Everyone's going to be checking out. I'm ahead of the curve on this one. I have a lower tolerance for shit than other people. Stream the Kirk death moment. No, thank you. I'll pass. That was not what I was expecting when I opened Twitter. I was expecting to see someone bitching about MMORPGs, some fat retarded boomer who's like me crying about how nothing's as good as EverQuest. Instead, no thank you. Jesus Christ. And think about it this way. Okay, this is why I think the whole, the whole politics thing is just so fucking worthless. Like, what? Okay, honestly, what does your opinion do, right? It does nothing. It does nothing. It literally does nothing. It's just people screeching at each other on Twitter. Easy for you to say it's true, but it's different than when this politics is your reality. Absolutely. It's different when it is your reality, but sometimes that means it's time to keep quiet until it's time to move. Mordekaiser, think about it this way. I live in a country that has certain groups of people that actively want to kill me because of my skin color. Do you think I'm going to be sitting here on stream telling you every little plan that I have to either escape or deal with it? If it comes down to that, absolutely not. I think it's time to be quiet when it comes to political opinions. Not because there's anything wrong with speaking your mind, but because I just don't feel like painting targets on my back anymore. So, let's continue. Let's do something far more positive. So, let's start off today with a charity event. Right? So, I showed this last time. Well, not last time, the stream before that. I showed that I had been invited to be a part of this charity event, right? And I have two soft spots when it comes to charity stuff. Kids, because they're primarily blameless for the world of the adults, the world manufactured by the adults around them, and animals. Right? Those are the two things that I genuinely have a soft spot for, which is why I take such a hard fucking stance when it comes to like pedophilia and stuff. I've seen the way that shit fucks kids up. So, I got invited to this event. Shockingly enough, when I emailed the guy back who sent me this, it wasn't a fucking robot. It was a human being on the other end. He had a conversation with me like a person, which is really interesting to me. Is it a shampoo or the goodbye juice? This is washing machine liquid. So, what I found impressive about this is this guy watched my content and he still had the fucking balls to email me. You gotta have a pretty big pair of dick and balls to fucking see the kind of things I say on stream, the kind of things I say in a video, and still be like, yeah, this is the guy we want for the charity event. Which, I will admit, that got me intrigued. That made me think, maybe there's something here. Maybe this is interesting. Maybe this is worth my time. Maybe this will be fun to do, and maybe it can, like, put some positivity into the world. As opposed to, you know, abortion's wrong. You know, shit like that.
We are a wholesome Christian server.
Absolutely. First Testament, though. Old Testament. So, this is apparently a Halloween event thing, right? Gamers Outreach invites you and your community to join us on the for our 2025 Spooktacular Streamathon fundraising event. Contributions made during this year's event will support Gamers Outreach. Now, I need to open up a notepad here. Right? Oh, wait. That one. Okay, I need to open up this notepad, keep this here, and stack up any questions I might have. So the first question I have off the top of my head is, what's the percentage donation versus admin? Because if I find out 99% of the money that gets donated goes to admin, I'm right the fuck out of there. Fuck that shit. That's poison. That's not actually helping someone. Right? I can't think of any off the top of my head other than this. Or other than it just being an outright scam. But they might have a history that I'm going to have to dig into off stream to see how many times they've hosted this event, how popular is it, is this common, are these guys well known in the space, who's backing them, XYZ. Honest charities are so rare, I just assume they're all a scam. That's the reason why I'll have to dig into it, Dubba. That's the exact reason why. Do Chalice of Tears for charity. Cyro, I am not joking when I say that for, like, I've already had, like, a few ideas in my head about which one of these things I would do and when I would do it, and like what I would do on these particular days. And I was thinking of dedicating an entire Guild Wars 2 day on one of these stream event days to doing just jumping puzzles. I was thinking of doing that, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's step 1 before step 10. Let's worry about step 1 first, right? So, contributions made during this year's event supports Gamers Outreach program and our quest to bring video games to kids in hospitals everywhere.
I feel like
if you're interested in learning,
tears and maybe Searing Ascent if you have the mastery for charity.
We'll see. Maybe I'll have to get the mastery for that because I'm pretty sure I don't have it. Bring video games everywhere. If you're interested in learning more, please reach out. So, not only can you, if they invite you, can you be a part of this? If you are a streamer, you could probably reach out to these guys and then be a part of their event, right? But you gotta have some big fucking balls to look at my content and be like, this is the guy we're gonna get for a kid's charity. You would think that the kind of jokes I would make would immediately disqualify me. Because you know I'm making fun of these kids. You know I'm styling on these fucking kids. What the hell is that? The Charity Navigator. What is that? What is this? Gamers Outreach Foundation, 350k donors, managed by a non-profit, a 501c3 organization. Donations are tax deductible. Rating information, 4-star. Okay, 4-star charity, 100%. Charity score is 100%, earning it a 4-star rating. If this organization aligns with your passions and values, you can give with confidence. This overall score is calculated from multiple beacon scores, weighted as follows: 93% accountability and finance, 7% culture and community. Interesting. I like that they've got a heavy weighting on facts and on the actual finance. That's interesting. I like that. I specifically like that this has a very low weighting, because I couldn't give less of a fuck about political opinions right now. So let's see. Accountability metrics. Board members, 87% independent. 7 independent members. Financial statements. Material division of assets, none. Listed on tax form. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Very interesting. They've got everything out in public. Loans to and from offices, none. God damn. Not bad. Not fucking bad. Here's the important one. Liabilities to assets ratio. 28.62%. Liabilities to assets is determined by total liabilities divided by total assets. IRS, the ratio is an indicator of the organization's solvency and or long-term sustainability. Very nice. That's a little bit low. No, I'm saying it's a little bit high. Right, so 1/3 liability to assets, but I would... fuck, if I look at this from a business perspective, most businesses are like... fuck, it's like barely more assets than liabilities. So that's not bad, actually. Program expense ratio. Expense ratio is determined by the program's expenses divided by total expense. The measure reflects the percentage of its total expenses of a charity on programs and services it exists to deliver. So I'm saving this because I'm also going to need to read through this later while I'm doing other stuff. And while I'm like... while I'm researching this. Okay, so... in 2023... 76.9% went to the program. 14% was admin. In 2022, 14% was admin. 79% was program. And in 2021, 84%. So we've got a reduction over time here, but not a significant one. This is like a 10% variability ratio, and this is expected with things like increase in inflation and so on and so forth, and just the fact that life is more expensive. So it's unsurprising that fundraising went from 2% to 6% to 8%. That usually happens as things grow. I'm not seeing any red flags yet. I would love to see their 2024 figure to see if this is a decreasing figure and what 2024 had. Maybe I'll ask them for this. Let's see if I can find it. I'll ask him directly for this. So far, this is, I mean, this is just convincing me that this is a good idea. Fundraising efficiency ratio. Okay, this is very, very important. The amount spent to raise $1 in charitable donations. To calculate a charity's fundraising efficiency, we divide its average fundraising expenses by the average total contributions it receives. We calculate the charity's average expenses and average contributions over its 3 most recent fiscal years. So the amount that they spend to raise $1 is 6 cents, which is a very high efficiency ratio. Holy shit. These guys are not doing bad at all. Oh my god, these guys are not... god damn. So no red flags here. 2021, nearly 4 million. 2022, over 4 million. 2023, 2.5 million. They had a lot more expenses, or at least expenses outperforming 2023. God, I'd love to see the 2024 forms. Can we trust the navigator? I don't know, I can always double check it on other sites later. But as like a first high level overview, this looks good. None of this looks... How do I say this? None of this looks from a high level perspective dangerous, because you've got to back this up with financials like your tax forms, your meeting minutes, your retention and destruction. These guys have documentation to back shit up. Like, if this was just here's a number, yes, no, then I'd be a little bit more critical about this. But the fact that they're actually backing the shit up with finances, and the fact that this is the accountability and finances has such a heavy weighting on the decision of what kind of charity they are is a good sign. Let's see. Compensation data below. 5 highest paid individuals of this charity. The amount includes salary, cash bonuses, and compensation from related organizations. The amounts do not include non-taxable benefits, deferred compensation. Okay, so we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4 point something, nearly $500,000 disappearing into the directors kind of things. This is not that surprising. This is a salary. This is a total salary for the space of a year, which is not bad. I would expect higher for this. I would expect much higher for this. When from most charity events are legit, however, the issue is usually their hidden agendas. Though not gonna lie, it's a small minority too, or it's just for pure tax evasion purposes. Maybe, but if you... So the thing is, you can usually spot tax evasion bullshit that's happening in, like, the tax forms. Or you'll spot something like the program has, like, 10% going to charity, and they'll have a much larger slice of the pie going towards admin fees, and that's usually where they're dodging things. But this is about a reasonable ratio based on what I know from my project management days. None of this seems out of place as of yet. So I'm cautiously optimistic right now. Right, what was that other link you sent? Give freely. Gamers Outreach Foundation. Learn about the cause, what are the reviews of this, ratings of this charity, Charity Navigator rating. So these guys are using the same site to give them a charity score. Let's see, financials. They dropped off pretty hard in 2023, but they were still growing. Man, I would love to see their 2024 reporting. Efficiency. So, percentage of revenue spent on salaries is 48.54%. So they had a hard push, and they had a pretty rough drop here in 2023. They had higher expenses than every other year, and the charity didn't keep up. You see, this charity might not be around in 2 years if they keep on going in this trajectory, because what happened here, this is like, COVID happened, they did this charity, COVID ended, and then everyone went outside again. And like, everyone stopped being online, and there's like a lag time to that. And so everything's now more expensive. But you're not going to have as many people interested in what you're doing. Looks like they overhired. I think they pushed really, really fucking hard, making the exact same mistake that most businesses did during the COVID boom, where like a whole bunch of online businesses like popped the fuck off, and then COVID ended, and they thought that they could sustain that or continue to grow at that rate. And then their expenses always outperformed their income. There were almost as many businesses that closed down once COVID ended as those businesses that got killed by COVID. Purely because a bunch of retards in marketing don't understand that the paradigm shift out of COVID was eventually going to come and fuck them up. They just thought it was going to keep going up. You see the same thing in the markets when people are trading shares or crypto or anything else. It's usually about the same. They've got enough assets to cover all their liabilities, which is a good sign. Information is mostly recently submitted, which was 2023. Man, I'd love to see their 2024 forms. Would you be willing to give your input on this developer response to a review left on their game? Yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? Today's free day. We're gonna rock out with our cock out a little bit. Right, let's look back at what they have sent me specifically. This is what they want me to see. This is the front end face that they have put together that they're probably sending out to a bunch of streamers and YouTubers, right? So this is what they want you to see. They don't care about you looking at the financials, but they seem to have reported everything the way that they wanted to, which is a good sign. So, October 22nd to the 31st, so about 9 days of streaming. When is that? So, September, October 22nd, so from Wednesday through to Friday. The days I would miss on this are going to probably be Friday and Saturday. And then every other day I could stream. I could maybe time the start of my Black Desert Online workout streams to match with the start of this. Also make some challenge events like you see, I want to jump immediately to step 10. I'm already taking this as a yes. But I should look into this first. I need to calm the fuck down. Then we can worry about what would happen during these moments. How do you even get an invite to this anyway? I don't know. They just emailed me, Jimmy. They found my YouTube channel, my primary YouTube channel with my spicy content. They emailed me. And then they were like, yo, do you want to be a part of this event? And then I was like, before I say yes, I'm going to take a look into you guys. I hope that's okay. And then I got a human response from a guy who was like, that's cool. And then I had a conversation with the guy. Just go and be the reason they never do this event again. I might fucking be that. Supposed to stream horror games, perhaps. Maybe. I don't know. Well, there's a Halloween event for Guild Wars 2. What is Gamers Outreach? Gamers Outreach is a charity that empowers hospitalized families through play. Our goal is to build a world where activity is easily prioritized as a part of care. Video games are a tool of choice. I like that. You got a bunch of sick kids who are going to die anyway. They might as well have played Metal Gear Solid and had the best time of their life. You know, make them feel that life's worth living. Sure, little Timmy's never going to walk again. They amputated him above the knee and they took the penis too. But hey, at least he got to play Guild Wars 2. And he cried his whole way through level 1 to 80. But then I just lean over and whisper in his ear, don't worry, it gets better in Heart of Thorns. Just keep playing, bitch. Stream horror games, alright, bet. Just stream Goon Software's video game. It's meant to be entertaining, not put people into a coma. Most of these kids are going to slide into a coma all on their own, given enough time, goddammit. It's not like you want submonies anyway. I guess it makes sense for you. It would make sense for me to do this, not because of submoney or anything like that, Dubba. Just because it would be nice to do something positive when I'm such a negative motherfucker all the time. The eyes read charity, but the mind thinks tax evasion. That's called an active mind. That's thinking the right way. When tax becomes law, evasion becomes obligation. Okay, being in the hospital can be scary and isolating. Games give kids access to adventure and opportunities to socialize. Healthcare staff even use games to assist with treatment. I've actually seen this happen, by the way. There was a really cool... So, my parents are medical parents, right? My dad used to be a surgeon. My mom was was first a nurse who worked at a mental asylum as like the matron, and then eventually she like worked in hospitals and became a transplant coordinator. So I got dumped in hospitals and left there waiting for my parents quite a few times. And like I still remember there were quite a few doctors, like a few young doctors who were pretty fucking cool in my country, where what they would do is they would like hook up an old ass TV in like a kid's patient's room and like bring their PlayStation with them. And then like the kid would be able to like play on the PlayStation even when he's in like isolation and his parents can't see him and all of that shit. Now, unfortunately for me, my mom had the same idea, and she took my fucking PlayStation 1 and all my goddamn games and gave it to the fucking hospital so they could do that. I have never been so mad at sick children in my fucking life as when I came home one day. And I was like, you know what, I feel like playing some old school Crash Bandicoot. And I looked for my PlayStation. I was like, Mom, where's my fucking PlayStation? Man, the autistic rage I felt was something special. So, you know what? Maybe this charity is going to hit me right in the fields, because you know what? If this charity is donating gaming systems to hospitals, that means that there are lonely, retarded, autistic kids who live at home who won't have their PlayStation stolen by their moms like I did. I'm doing this for the lonely autists at home, not the kids in the hospital. Dad is surgically inserting his cock in another man's ass. No, he was, you know what? I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. I'm not going to talk about my fucking family. Let's see. Project Go-Kart. We construct portable kiosks called Go-Karts. They make the sick kids play fucking Donkey Kong in real life. That's the best. Little Timmy's going around a track like, that's even better. Each unit is equipped with a gaming console. Okay, it's not an actual go-kart. God damn it. And gaming console, monitor, controllers, and games. We estimate that a single go-kart can support as many as 2,900 kids each year. I mean, as long as they don't put YouTube on the thing, that way they can't be groomed from their hospital bed by a Minecraft YouTuber. It's probably a good thing. Let's see. Save points. Save points are high-tech vending machines that distribute fun gaming items and swag to families. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's a fucking boomer marketer right there. That's some fucking boomer in marketing who thinks that that's still the cool term. Get that shit the fuck out of there. These guys are too old to be trying to use kid speak terms. Kids can look forward to visiting the save point as they progress through their treatment. Okay, hold on. So you give a kid this gaming system thing, then you make little Timmy, who's too sick to walk his ass to the fucking toilet to blow shit out of his ass, so he's just soiling the sheets nonstop. You make him stand up and drag himself over to the fucking big McDonald's monitor on the wall and wave his hands in front of it so he gets some drops in his video games. Is that what I'm hearing here? What? I don't quite understand what the save point thing is here. Let's see. Play 2 is a specialized program where select gamers become hospital volunteers. Well, that's not gonna fucking happen. I'm in the wrong country for that one. Each volunteer helps solve tech problems, distribute equipment, and play games with patients. That is not gonna happen. I'm in the wrong country. I'm not leaving my wife and kid behind in this country. Damn, the kids die quick if one card serves 2,900. These are the terminal patients, Tismel. This is like, little Timmy's gonna see some video game titties before he dies. Don't worry, my old I'll show him some good games. I'll let him experience life as a man before he's gone. Stolen without a gun. I would guess it's old black speak. What the fuck does that even mean? It sounds extremely outdated in my opinion. Okay, Junior, you can play for 10 minutes before we shove the cart into the next one. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? He's in the middle of a Fortnite match. He's about to get his winner chicken dinner for the one time in his life before he dies. Fucking doctor walks in, rips the cables out, and shoves the cart into the next room. And his kid's like, okay, now I do want to die. Okay, player 2 okay, so I don't care about the player 2 stuff. Don't understand the save point. The most I understand is that you've got some gaming system or station where kids can play shit. So I'm guessing this is not for the kids who've had their hands amputated. Okay, let's see. Click the image above to watch how we're making a difference. Okay. The fuck is this?
Here at Gamers Outreach.
Hold on. Oh my. They did it. They did it. They made an ad like it's from the 90s. These poor starving African children need video game consoles. Microshit has pushed an update that broke a bunch of my ODS servers. Thank you for being a great second monitor card. Yeah, you got a lot to fix then. But I mean, expect it to happen tomorrow as well. Welcome to Microsoft. Make sure the cart cannot play Roblox. You know what? I agree, Tismel. I actually agree. No Roblox on the Gamers Outreach cart. Thank you very much.
Here at Gamers Outreach, we believe kids deserve a chance to be themselves. Video games inspire joy. They represent an opportunity.
Oh, hold on. Hold the fuck on. That's a PlayStation 5 controller. You can't fucking trick me. These bitches are getting the new stuff.
Opportunity for us to connect with each other through activity and story. Kids.
Wait. Do you think they give them PlayStation 5s to play games on? Because just like a PlayStation 5 has no games, there's no cure for their disease. It's like they're teaching the kids an analogy for life. You see, to me, we got you a PlayStation 5 because you see, just like your heart, there's nothing wrong with the console. The issue is what's inside the console. Nothing. There's nothing inside your heart, Timmy. Goodbye. The small child hasn't eaten in months, but your donation, you can help them get that winner chicken dinner. I mean, those are the things that matter in life. Those are the things that actually matter in life.
Receiving medical treatment often have only a few outlets. Thankfully, gamers are here to make a difference.
I gotta hit the gym. Jesus Christ.
I'm Sarah Coe, and my kids are, I have 3 kids who are all Seattle Children's patients. My son Luca is medically complex. You know, just to see him kind of brighten up a little bit when that cart rolled in.
Spanning from our first push into hospital.
Now, okay, let's be honest. We can make all the jokes we want, but this is actually a pretty cool idea. I can see how this would be used on kids who are going through chemo, kids who are going through dialysis, kids who are going through any kind of blood replacement therapy or blood filtration therapy. A heavy degree of a fucking any level of inspection that requires them to like fucking drill into a kid's foot or something. I can see why this would be so useful. It also keep the little shit still and not screaming his fucking head off while they're trying to help him. This is a good idea. This is actually a legitimately good idea. And you know what's a green flag about this charity? I just thought about this now. What's a green flag is that this is like they are showing you output, right? This is not a 3D model of a thing that's on Kickstarter that they're going to be doing in the future. This is like an actual real physical thing they've already built and are using already. Get some bigger monitors though. No, because you want those kids to train their eyesight, right? You can't get them the big monitor. You get them the small shitty one. You get them the old ass CRT ones. And you're like, little Timmy, you can play this video game if you do your physical therapy. Lift the CRT monitor off the floor and onto the table. The fact that the card looks the same every time makes me think they actually are legit. The thing is, like, okay, so when charities have like an output, right? So there are a lot of like very nebulous charities that scam people because they're like, this money goes to research of some disease, and then it never fucking does, right? These guys are actually showing a physical output of where the fuck that donation money is going, which is great. That's a green flag in my opinion. Just based on what I know about business, it's a green flag that they've got an output they're using. They're using PlayStations. No wonder all you can see on screen is racing games. Again, they're stuck in the 90s. They still think PlayStation has stuff like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro. You're right, Dog Rock. I think what they need to do, if I'm just being honest with you, I think they need to pull out the PlayStation 5, put in like a mini PC that's like mid-range, load up something like the OS you find on the Steam Deck, and let them just play off of that. My one issue... Oh my god. I think I just spotted a big issue with this. Why would you build this entire station instead of just buying kids Steam Decks that they could use? Why not get them a Nintendo Switch? Harder to steal. That's actually a fair point, Saro. Cloud gaming is $100 a year and scales well. Yeah, that's, you know, harder to steal, and also it's a lot easier for a kid who's laid up like this fucker over here to play a video game on a system that's sitting here. Also, I notice now that he's using an Xbox controller, which means that maybe they're just using controllers from PlayStation 5s and Xboxes, but that's not actually an Xbox that's sitting in there. Maybe that is actually a PC that's running Linux or some kind of Steam OS on it. Maybe they've actually thought this out a little bit. And the reason you're playing like racing games with kids is because kids are retarded. Right, so that was a PlayStation. That last one was the Xbox. Here's a PlayStation controller. They're playing with their friends or their siblings or other sick kids. So all the you know, the Parkinson's and leukemia patients are playing together. That's actually, you know, I could see why they wouldn't just give people handheld consoles. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. What the fuck? Yes, you wrote a novel. Hold on. Power 11 here. I've been in a situation these kids are in before. Myself, I have meningitis as a kid, and that shit fucking sucked. I describe it like cancer, but you keep your hair. It's got so bad to the point that just being awake was exhausting. I do hope this genuinely brings some joy to them, because some of these kids have diseases that by the end of it will have them lying there awake thinking, I just want to stand. No, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely, right? I'm trying to poke holes in what they're doing, because I want to see how robust their idea is. Like, is what these guys doing actually worthwhile? And currently the answer I see is yes. My kid was going through chemotherapy and he was having the fun with the games, and he hasn't stopped bitching about this acquired gamble addiction. Yeah, just load up Bestia, load up every fucking one of these consoles with every gacha game that Hoyovos has ever released. You don't have survivors, you have future slaves playing your shitty anime games. That's brilliant.
Go-kart. Our quest now encompasses our newest program, Save Point, which will help impact even more lives.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Man, I'm going straight to hell.
Save Point offers toys and prizes to kids via high-tech vending machines in hospitals, rewarding patients as they reach treatment milestones and fostering a sense of accomplishment. Okay,
that's a good idea. Gamification of systems so that it like motivates kids to get through their treatment instead of just giving up. You know, your dad may have raped you and gave you incurable syphilis, but hey, if you stick around and you get through this one level, maybe you'll get a pair of socks. I think they need better rewards in here. I do think they need better rewards.
Most of us gaming specialists are lifelong gamers. My first impression of seeing these go-karts is just the huge potential this has to bring gaming to families in the hospital that didn't think that gaming was gonna be possible.
With massive support from the gaming community, we have delivered hundreds of go-karts to healthcare.
Rewards is being alive and cured. Man, we are bad people. All of you are coming to hell with me. All of you, fucking first class tickets straight to fucking hell. We get the express ticket down there. When you die along with me, we're all gonna die. And you know what? We're not gonna like pass away gently. Hell is gonna open up underneath every single one of us. The flames of hell are just gonna burst around us, and a pair of skeletal hands are just gonna grab us and drag us down. Every last one of us. We're so fucked. Oh god. But at least it'll be funny. I mean, in the US, they may as well go into debt since the hospital bills will hit the bank account hard anyway. Yeah, pretty much. You might as well be distracted from the fact that mom's now beating dad, and dad's an alcoholic because he's trying to pay off all these bills anyway. Subnautica, what the fuck? You got any idea how many of those children will be plagued by nightmares? That's the point. That's the real reason they're doing this charity, Dog Rock.
Facilities around the world, enabling more than 5 million gaming experiences annually.
Okay, so first world countries, that's a good idea. So we've got America, a little bit of Europe. Okay, well, I suppose America's first world. The Middle East is getting some hospitals, and then a little bit of soon to be China. It's not a bad idea. It's a good idea to stick to what works. And then there's just one kid in Mexico who's playing on the one singular console that went down there. Zero dots in Africa, because the sister, unironically, Vox. If they had tried to put this shit in Africa, if they didn't work with privatized hospitals, let's be honest, those systems would be stolen, burned up, destroyed, and sold out, and any money that was extracted from this charity would go directly into a politician's bank account. Our country does not deserve the assistance of this charity. And I'm not saying that because sick kids should suffer. I'm saying because if they attempted to help us, politicians would just steal everything. Make an amnesia patient play amnesia. You know what? Make the schizophrenic patient play Send You a Sacrifice. I'm all for that. I live in Cape Town. Our government hospitals are pretty damn good. Oh. Well, that's not working. Shit. You say that. You say they're working. Oh, shit. Why my camera's not working? What the fuck? Hold on. You say that, but they're working for now. Give it some time.
For kids receiving care. Not only in the US and Canada, but go-karts have been deployed worldwide.
Have Charlie Kirk's kid play Grand Theft Auto. Why not make him play Hitman?
Bigger than Seattle Children's, almost every therapeutic gaming program in the country's backbone is the Gamers Outreach Cart. Many patients say it helps them feel like they're at home. Like I said, it's a cool piece of tech that you can customize.
Oh man, that kid looks fucked up.
In a situation where
he needs
a lot
this
of
gaming
what
console.
is happening to them is not up to them.
We have shared the gift of play with over
console.
400 hospital partners, and we're just getting started. One day, we want to look back and ask ourselves, remember when hospitals didn't have video games? We need your help to get there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Together, we can help others level up.
That was pretty cool. We just had massive renovations and it looks damn nice at Grooteskiel. I was just there as my granddad had his leg amputated. That's good to hear, but they're coming for that money. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. That NHI bill is coming for that money real soon. Let's see. 2,500 plus go-karts worldwide. 460 plus healthcare facilities across 11 countries. 6.4 million annual gaming experiences for hospitalized children. That's good. That's pretty good. Let's see. Last year's event recap. Grand total $2,182. So you see, this is a fairly small charity, right? In the grand scheme of things, this is what a small charity would put out. But the fact that they're putting out anything at all and that they've got like a strong output is a good sign, right? It's a good sign that they do have an output, which is a lot more than I can say for a lot bigger charities than this. Let's see. In 2024, creators around the world came together and raised a grand total of 4,000. Okay, yeah, 400,000. Remarkable feat helped us fund 3.0 go-karts for wishlist hospitals, unlocked upgrade kits for existing go-karts, and enabled us to expand our programs. This is not bad. Are the kids getting Concord? They're trying to keep the kids alive, not kill them faster. Use that. They're getting Overwatch 2. I don't know about that last one. Seen too many people online gloating over Charlie Kirk's death. I'm not gloating over his death, XR. I'm making jokes about it. We make jokes about everything in South Africa. I've seen a bunch of people make jokes about it as well, right? I don't think it's a good thing that he got murdered just because the guy fucking went and said some shit that upset people. It's just, you're making jokes. You can't bring him back to life. Think about it this way. I mean, the joke I made in the Discord, XR, was we all know that the guy who shot him was white because there's no way you'd be able to pull off a shot like that with the gun sideways, right? You're not going to bring him back. They're just jokes. They do nothing. I don't think it's, like, I'm not going to have a serious conversation about it because I barely know anything about the fucking guy. I just think it's incredibly sad for his family. But also, I have zero effect on the real world, so, you know. Anyway, this remarkable feat helped us fund 3.0 go-karts. Okay, we read that. Let's see, what else? Join us. Stream at least one day. Okay, so this is a low obligation thing. Okay. In the month of October, there are no restrictions on specific times. You stream, no specific on the specific times you stream. So feel free to do so on your typical schedule. You decide the length of your fundraising campaign. That's a good idea. Create a team and have friends join your campaign. Teams are completely optional, so no pressure if you prefer. I don't know what this means. I need more context to that. Confirm your stream day and time with your talent manager. They will provide... People have talent managers? What the fuck is a talent manager doing with a streamer? Like, unless you're Kai Cenat. Like, what the who the fuck has a talent manager? What, talent? yeah, never mind. Talent manager. Manager? We made memes about our corrupt president taking a shower to get rid of AIDS. Yeah, we made memes about everything. You have no idea. Like, I mean, I still remember, Vox, remember when the riots were going down, and there was that one video of a Zimbabwean who'd been set on fire by the locals, and I think and there were like 4 police officers around this burning guy's body, trying to put him out with sticks. Right, they were trying to hit him to put out the fire, which was like the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. And it took all of 5 minutes of that video being released before someone had photoshopped together a picture where the police was standing around him and they'd photoshopped marshmallows on the end of the sticks. Right? There's like no line when it comes to humor in South Africa. We make jokes about everything. Let's see. Confirm your stream day. They will provide you with newly minted graphics and other assets. So this is okay. That I'd have to just set up myself.
I don't fucking care. What am I supposed to do for them? They're dead. I made jokes when they were alive, so now it's off limits. I still make jokes about Don Lemon. He's a news anchor. His sister drowned. The profession of anchor runs in their family.
Jesus. But you see, like, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna change anything with that joke. Realistically, even that joke, what does that change? Nothing, right? People like getting their panties in a bunch about that kind of stuff, and I really don't care. Like, I'm beyond that. It means so little to me. Let's see. Program feedback. It helps him remain calm, focused, and engaged. Okay, so these are just people talking about this shit. My son Austin loves the games, and it makes him not think about the pain as much. It helps me by getting my mind off of things. Stuff that's going on in my life. You will never know how much this truly means to the kids and the families stuck in their rooms for weeks, months, and years. I mean, that's pretty cool. You know, the kid won this video game because that stormtrooper can't shoot for his fucking life. Let's see. Optional contests. What the fuck is this? Costume clash. Wear your favorite Halloween costume during your live stream for a chance to take home the prize of the best dressed title.
What the fuck is wrong with people? Making jokes is the only thing that makes life bearable. When my grandma died, we were making jokes about her. About 5 hours later.
Yeah, you see, a lot of people like to get their panties in a bunch because they really feel like certain jokes are just over a certain line or whatever. Now, you can make a joke that's fucking shitty, right? And that doesn't land, and then people can call you a loser because your jokes suck, and that's fine. But I think putting a limitation on what you can and can't joke about is an overall negative for society. And I know that's a hot take. A lot of people don't like hearing that. A lot of people are very, like, you know, pearl clutching about that shit. How dare you joke about the one thing I care about? You know, it's really interesting in a lot of the videos that I made. People are fine with me joking about absolutely everything else until I joke about the one thing that's happening in their life. Then all of a sudden it's a problem. Yeah, man, there used to be so many videos on my, like, so many comments on my YouTube videos for the Guild Wars 2 ones being like, it was really funny, but this one piece where you joked about this one thing that I care about, that was over the line. Like, that's gonna make me change my mind. Fucking idiots. Let's see. Art battle. Your artwork can be featured on the donor sheet of each go-kart. Excuse me, ChatGPT. I need an artwork right now. Yeah. Let's see. Your artwork can be featured on the donor sheet of each go-kart funded by the 2025 Spooktacular Streamathon event if you win. Interesting. Okay, collective efforts, lasting impact. What's this? Buys a new merch item for save point. Okay. Now I understand the save point system, right? Little Sarah has got leukemia, and she's stumbling towards the kiosk because her feet are cold and she swipes her hand in front of it to get some socks. No socks come out because you didn't donate $10. I understand now. I get it. Now that little bitch has to stumble her way back into chemo with freezing feet. And you get to think about that while you sleep at night. I get it. I understand. Okay, $30 buys a new controller. $60 buys a new game title. Oh shit, so these kids get more games depending on how much you donate to them. Interesting. $100 buys a new monitor. $300 buys a new game console. $500 funds a gear upgrade for an older go-kart in our fleet. And $4,000 funds a new go-kart. That's good. All of those prices seem just about reasonable. The go-kart is interesting, I think, because it means that the entire thing altogether is 1/10 the price of a new iPhone. Which is interesting. It's not so much the jokes, it was the people actually celebrating the murder of the huge... Yeah, no, those people are fucking retards, XR. Those people actually celebrating someone's death are fucking morons, right? There's no changing their minds, they're subhuman, right? You're not going to change someone's mind, right? Joking about it, fine, sure. But you're not going to change someone's mind who's like having a fucking song and dance because someone they like, who said some stuff, died. Minecraft is free though, you don't need any other game if you give them that. Oh god, so man, now I need to explain it again. They can't put Minecraft on the fucking cart because they're trying to get the kid out of hospital. If they put Minecraft on the cart, he's gonna go on YouTube, get groomed, and he's gonna be back in hospital a month later with a broken rectum. God damn it. His ass will never be the same again. Minecraft is the digital church of 2025. No, that's Roblox. No, Roblox, it's the developers grooming the kids. So you know they want the healthy ones. Minecraft, they'll scrape the bottom of the barrel. They've already been outed. The go-kart has to go through all sorts of health and safety because it's a hospital. We have something similar in the UK and it's expensive, seen it firsthand. Yeah, no, I'm aware of the process as well, Soulman, because I had medical parents and I understand the kind of like disinfection procedures and like the inspection and all of that shit that it needs to go through. So I completely understand. This is a fairly reasonable price. For all the jokes I'm making, this is not like, these are all fucking reasonable prices, right? This is a vending machine that you just need to continually restock, and if you've got pre-approved items that the hospital has already vetted, that's perfectly fine. Digital things are not a problem in a hospital. Controllers are not an issue because they've already inspected one, they're gonna accept them all. Set of consoles probably go inside this box here, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's all fine. Wrong games are now $90. Well, these kids are going to be playing indie games, Bestia. They're going to have to grow up with some fucking taste now, aren't they? Are these people using Chinese child labor to get these products? It's a digital product with a battery inside of it and a PCB, yes. There is no way around getting it. The fact that you're on a computer right now means that you're using Chinese child labor. That you're using some form of slavery. Everything you touch that has some digital output, more likely than not, has some level of child labor somewhere around the planet going into what you make. So, like, the pearl clutching over that's not gonna, like, change anything. Kids will now sabotage their own health to keep playing because they don't have a go-kart at home. Bestia, that would be the funniest shit ever. Will they buy Silk Song, though? I'll ask them. You buy the kids... I'll ask them about that. Let's see. Thank you. Create inquiries. Okay, so now we've got the people that we can contact. I just doxed all of them. Interesting. All right, now let's see if there's any... Let's see if there's any videos on YouTube about this, right? That express this idea in a better way. Because maybe there's something out there. Maybe there's something out there that'll tell us how this works a little bit better. Let's see, I don't know any of these names, so these guys obviously target a lot of small streamers, which is probably a good idea. I see a lot of VTubers, holy shit. I see a lot of VTubers. God damn, okay, so the oldest one, or the newest ones, are 11 months ago. That's when it seems to have last been. And then there goes YouTube fucking feeding me bullshit that I've already watched. Let's see. How does this... Okay, so it just seems like they give you... Okay, let's see what this guy has to say. This is a 1 minute 30-second video. Maybe he's got something to say.
It's your friendly neighborhood Sooner here, and I have a fun little announcement for you today. Myself, along with the rest of Team Vove, have been blessed with the opportunity to partner with Gamers Outreach for their annual Spooktacular Streamathon this year. For those of you who don't know, Gamers Outreach is a charity organization that empowers hospitalized families through the power of video games. Gamers Outreach delivers portable gaming stations that they call go-karts to these families staying in hospitals.
So he's just explaining what we've already been through. Let's click on a random one of these streams. Let's click on the black VTuber with the fat tits. Let's see what we got here.
I am going to die playing this game. Okay, give me a second.
Hyper colorful avatar. Personality of a wet fucking paper bag. What's this game? I have no idea. Actually, the game does look interesting. Hold on. Let's find out. You know what would be the perfect game to play during a thing like this? During a stream event like this is to play through Bully.
I'm gonna leave that.
Or Silent Hill, the one with the hospital.
This game really does feel like. So, those just joining.
Hey, what would you guys think if for this charity event, if I hosted a boxing tournament where I got a whole bunch of people involved, I got them to give me money and then cancelled it at the last minute and then told everyone what a cuck I am to my wife? What do you think about that idea? I don't think it's been done before. I think it's I think that might make a lot of money. I think that might work out in my favor, not those kids. They're gonna die. iDubbbz already did that one. Oh, god damn it. Fuck. Shit. All the good ideas are already taken. Crow Country. I've never heard of this game.
I haven't decided yet, but yes. Yes, just my ghost baby.
You know what? This is... Okay, so this is genius. Now that I think about it. Right? I think this is absolutely genius. What these guys have done as a charity, and this is a brilliant idea, is they've registered that they can't tackle or they can't get a hold of big streamers or big content creators. So what they do is they find a bunch of literal nobodies like me, and then they go wide instead of deep, right? So that they get like a bunch of people to do the same, like a bunch of content together. Did the streamer actually make any money? I don't think so. But hey, I mean, their revenue expenses for each year, I mean, their output seems pretty fucking good, right? Let's see here.
Emo kids was like, my.
Let's see. This person has made $100 for this, right? Now, that had 19 views. If you have thousands of small streamers, each making $100, you could probably make some bank for charity. That's a smart strategy. That's not a bad idea. That's really not a bad idea. Dual stream. You know what would be a really, really cool idea for this? Is what I think we should do is we should do patient rating, right? So what I want them to do is give me a live feed into the hospital, and they can wheel patients past, and we can give them a rating of 1 to 10 of how fucked up they are and how much they deserve a gamer card. How does that sound? oh, Bully's dying tomorrow. He needs this gamer card now. Man, I'm such a bad fucking person. If you decide to participate, maybe refer Muckluck. Seems like something he would like to do. I don't know, what do you think? If you do this charity donate event, I'll donate 50, but I'll get to pick your costume. Okay, so there's a thing I have that I'm thinking of right now, right? So I might start my video workout streams to align with this event potentially. Maybe host some kind of a tournament if I can, where I harass you and Benji and Muckluck, and I try and get you to compete against each other in a video game potentially. Otherwise I could just harass you and make you a part of the event. How does that sound, so man? I might talk to Muckluck about this as well. He seems like he would be up for a charity event. Soulman as well. Maybe you'd be up for that. I don't know. I don't know if Benji would be up for it or not. I need to build a list. I need to build, okay, so they said this, right? They did say this. You can create a team and have friends join your campaign, right? We could potentially get a group of everyone together that work on the same team. And because by sheer volume of numbers, either Benji or Sawman alone getting 3 donations through the entire event outperforms every other mini streamer who gets 50 views on one of the streams they did in October. and by virtue of pure numbers and exploitation, we're just dragging our balls all over their event, and we're at the top. Man, those poor event organizers are going to be having a fucking stroke if I'm at the top of their event with the things I say. Dress up as Brahim. Unfortunately, I'm not that retarded yet. I hit myself a few times in the head with a hammer. So, do I dress up for this event? Do I get a cosplay ready for this event? What do you guys think? Dress up as EDP or Dr. Disrespect? Okay, I like that suggestion. So we've got EDP. We've got Dr. Disrespect. Who else? Who else could I cosplay as? Charlie Cook? Jesus Christ, Evelyn. I think I'll pass on that one. God, who else could I potentially cosplay as? Probably Father Christmas with how fat I am. Yeah, Santa from Trading Places. That's exactly what I was actually thinking about. Paul Walker. I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive fire, and I don't know how I'm going to drag a car wreckage into my office here. Jabba the Hutt. I don't think Frogan's relevant anymore. So I probably couldn't get away with that one. Dress up as a veg. Oh no! And you know what the best part is? Oh fuck, hold on. This camera's not working as well. Give me a second. Let's see if we can get this camera working. Why is this camera not working? God damn it. What the fuck's going on with my PC? my cameras are broken. I hope this isn't the GPU giving out on me. Let's see. Hold on, give it a second, give it a second. There we go. You know what the best part about dressing up as a vegetable is? I've already got the wheelchair. That might fucking work. Holy shit. You could just reuse this twig outfit. Unfortunately, I had to throw it away. The spiders got a hold of that, and I was like, I'm not getting the fuck back in there. Let's see. Pimp my wheelchair. Fuck. I'll have to think about this. Fuck, I can't even remember what that is, Spider. You're gonna have to find an alternate word. It's been a long time since I've had to speak Afrikaans. I've forgotten a lot of words. How many monitors do you have? Too many. Well, not enough, actually, Lord Footna. I still need to find a way to place one of the monitors right here above the camera so that I don't ever miss out on, like, when someone subs or follows on the channel. Dr. Charles Xavier. I like that idea. What else could we go for? Do the whole stream drooling and making autistic sounds in a wheelchair. Just, and then it gets like the highest amount of donations. Can you imagine them trying to figure out, like, how the fuck some retard acting disabled in a wheelchair topped out their fucking donations? That would be the funniest shit ever. Undertaker's too old. The kids don't recognize it anymore, Spider. Dress up as Amaranth's husband. She has one of those? I don't know if I can redesign my entire room to look like a cavernous pussy that I'm lost inside of. In time for that. That's the problem. Steve Austin's also too old. What would the problem is? What would kids recognize as a cosplay? You see, you're thinking of things from like the 2000s when life was still good. I could theoretically, I could cosplay Voldemort and have a wand, and every time one of the kids in the hospitals dies, I just go, oh, I could do that. As little Timmy fucking flatlines. Gru's a good one. Gollum as well. That's a classic. Fuck. Dress up as Ronald McDonald. No, that would take too much effort. Stephen Hawking. They don't know who Stephen Hawking is. Aang from Avatar. That's way too old school. Homer Simpson's too old school. These kids don't recognize these characters. Cosplay as Muckluck. That might actually fucking work. Saitama's a good one. He's got a nice and easy one to do. Shrek, no. If I could cosplay Shrek's daughter, I would. Iron Mouse? No, I couldn't pull that off. I don't have the singing voice for it. Dr. Eggman's not a bad one. Would kids recognize Dr. Eggman? The Sonic movies came out, so they probably would, right? Hold on. What are the most... let's ask an AI here. Let's get some professional advice from the beep boop fucking robot that only hallucinates 51% of the time. Oh, sorry. Fuck, I just remembered. Okay. There's a cosplay I can pull off. But you guys are gonna have to back me up, right? You guys are gonna have to, like, tell everyone that this is not racially motivated. Okay? You guys are gonna have to help me with this. Like, you see these comments on Twitter, you're gonna have to save me from these ones, okay? What do you think? I think the kids will love it. Cosplay Shrek on a day you and your wife plan to fuck. So then you can just walk and be like, it's ogre time. We don't plan to fuck, we just do. What the fuck? Imagine timing your sex. Jesus, how unpassionate is that? Jesus Christ. That was probably too much information. I shouldn't have told you that. May as well add Jimmy Savile. Nah, the kids wouldn't recognize that. Let's see. Can you please tell me what video game characters are most easily recognized by kids these days under the age of 16? Because after 16 in America, traditionally you get thrown out of the house and left to fend for yourself. So that seems about the right age. Because, you know, it's like they're dumping the 16-year-old kids out of the wheelchair in the back of the hospital. Oh, sorry about that. Must have been a glitch in the show all. Anyway, based on the... Oh, man. Grok is permanently apologizing for his Mecha Hitler face. God damn, Walter White might be good, but I don't think kids would recognize it. But I might just do that for me. I'm doing it to save my sick child. Shut the fuck up, Skylar. You stupid bitch. Everything would have been fine if not for you. God damn. Everyone's mad at Skylar. Let's see. Steve from Minecraft. Absolutely fucking not. Mario. Okay, I am fat enough that I could probably get away with playing like Mario. I could probably pull that one off. Let's be honest. The DMCA that Nintendo will issue me, yeah, that's even better. That's even better, Devless. Wario would be even better. Could you pull off Skylar White? No. Unfortunately, I'm not on 6 different levels of fucking someone behind my husband's back while he's dying of cancer and making meth. Let's see. Sonic the Hedgehog. Peach. Yeah, not pulling off Peach. Astrobot. Noob avatar character. Hold on. Is that his name? No. What's his name? What's the merchant's name from Legend of Zelda? What the fuck is this guy's name? Morshu. That's what it was. I could pull off Morshu. I have an Austrian man in my family who's got that exact outfit because it's like it's fairly close to that. I could probably pull off Morshu. Sorry, Link. Maybe you should come back when you're a little richer. Lex Luthor's a good one. The Superman movie did just come out. That's not a bad idea. Damn, there's so many bald characters. Cosplay as Hassan. I'm not trying to have sex with the children, Ashura. I'm trying to, you know, desperately destroy this charity. Through insensitive stuff, but also make them as much money as I can. Let's see, what else can we pull off here? Sorry, child. You should come back when you're a little Healthier. That's not bad. Cancer treatment. Rope. Enemas. For a small price, it could be all yours. Baron Harkonnen's not bad. I could probably do that. You know what? I'm actually getting ready to do a Harkonnen cosplay for my Dune video that I can finally get back to working on now that all my legal troubles are over. So that might be an easy switch over to that as well. Wasn't there a demon hunter or some such thing that went viral recently? No, I'm not sure what the fuck that is. Like K-pop or something. I've seen references. K-pop demon hunters, I think. I haven't seen it, but I've seen some of the posts on Twitter. I couldn't care less. Probably not that. Fuck. Okay, I think that's a long enough list. If I think of something funnier... or more entertaining... then I think I will aim at that. What about the Grinch or Krampus? The problem with the Grinch is that would be really, really fucking hard to get that together to make it look good. Be Braham. I am not gonna be fucking Braham. Okay, maybe I'll be Braham. I mean, the kids are retarded. They won't... The problem is the kids would not recognize Braham as a character. No kids are playing Guild Wars 2. I'm sorry to tell you that. Sorry to shatter your dreams there. No one knows who the Hamburglar is anymore either. Dragons. Dress up as Mega Man. No, they don't know who Mega Man is. What games are kids playing these days? Grimace, that's outdated. I would have to dress up as the Grimace Shake. I was going to say a famous South African celebrity, but all I can think of is Robert Mugabe. Yeah, he's Zimbabwean. I don't think I think I could buy a discount piece of shit costume off the internet and just walk around as a turd and then call myself Robert Mugabe, but I don't think kids would recognize it. Kratos from God of War. No, you see, he's too built. Right? He looks too good. Mandela, I couldn't... Well, I could pull off the voice of Mandela, but I can't... I don't know if I could pull off the body motions, and I mean, no one's gonna recognize that. Gragas is not bad. I could probably pull off Gragas. Subway Surfer. Okay, I think that'll be good. I'll keep that list in mind. I might think of others. If you've got any better ideas, just DM them to me, but I think we're going to move on. The Teacher from Danny Phantom. You see, again, that is from our generation, or generation just after ours. There's no one who's going to fucking recognize that. These kids are sick. They're in hospital. They're dying. They're watching TikTok. They're trying to see some fucking girl shaking her ass cheeks and getting them to clap together just before they die, because that's the closest they're ever having to sex. Uncle Fester. That's not a bad one. I can't wait for Netflix to redo the Wednesday series and turn all the characters black as fuck. Couldn't pull off Deadpool. I'm too fat for that. Dora the Explorer. I'm not trying to be raped by Roblox dev. Let's see. When you said that the Grinch would take too much effort, all I saw was that you coming out looking more like Peepo than anything else. That's exactly what would happen. The Grinch costume actually takes a lot of effort to get right. The way I'm thinking about this, right, is I have two primary materials that I can work with to build a cosplay as quickly as possible. Material number one is cloth. Material number two is my 3D printer and any PLA I can crank out on time. And it does have to be, it should be relevant to the event itself, right? Do a cosplay
of Mr. Popo.
with the big red lips and everything. How you think that's gonna fly? Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph, but not sure if kids would recognize him. They might not. All you need is cloth and cardboard. You can do anything. I pulled off a stone cold cosplay with nothing but duct tape. Fuck you, Furion. I'll never do something that based. You see, I'm to be fair, I'm not intelligent enough to pull that one off. Random question, do you think I can 3D print my own housings for a small pogo pin connector? Yes, but only if you do it in the right way. Don't think of doing it in the traditional way. If anything is load-bearing whatsoever, you have to work ways around it, so you have to make weird geometries. But if you understand the basics of how shear flow moves through materials, you should be fine. I could try and get an Elmo cosplay. You should cosplay this Pokemon. There's too many Pokemon for me to recognize. So, oh yeah. No. What, female Mr. Popo? You know, Among Us is not a bad idea. That might work. That might be really easy. There's a chance I could get that together.
Can you do a cosplay of Princess Diana after the car crash? I gabagool.
That might work. But the problem is, where am I going to find a tunnel long enough to fuck me up that hard? And who's going to cosplay the queen rubbing her hands in the background the whole time? Just need the steering wheel. Maybe I should just cosplay a big pill. And when people ask what I am, I'll say it's the cure to the kids' diseases. That's why they're never getting a hold of it. No, I think that's enough suggestions. That's enough for me to work off of, for me to work towards something. I think that's a decent place to stop looking at that, right? And I can work from there. Let's see, what else did we have to deal with here? There's an art battle. Now we know that no one is ever gonna outperform the late great Austrian painters, but we can try our best. Your artwork can be featured on the donor sheet of each go-kart funded by... Okay, what the fuck is a donor sheet? What the fuck even is this? I need more information on that. I need to ask about that before I have any idea. Cosplay as cancer. Yeah, as a big crab. Good idea. Get your daughter to draw you something, then claim you did it. Yeah, I've got one better for you. Have you done Art Fight before? No. I have no idea what it is. There you go. What do you think of my splash art? A kid comes into hospital and he just gets given this shit right here. And it just says, "Get well soon" across the top. No, wait, hold on. Oh, it won't let me save the image normally. Okay, that's fine, you little proprietary bitch. Holy shit, how am I not cancelled yet? Holy fucking shit. What's wrong with me? There you go. There you go. It's just fucking... This is the splash art the kid gets with his console. It's exceptionally confusing to him. He has no fucking idea what to do with it. He has no clue where to go. He's so fucking confused. You were alright? Jesus Christ. It should be for something lung related. You know what? I missed an opportunity there. You're right. Always wonder why George Floyd looks exactly like Rondo Hatton. I have no idea who Rondo Hatton is. Right. Anyway, let's move on. Before Twitch decides they're going to ban me eternally. Cancel the entire streaming event. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, that at least lets me know. I think I am going to try and participate in this. I'm going to do some digging by myself, right, into the deeper elements of this charity. We've done a top-level overview. I think the biggest thing I need to think about is what are the events that I would like to host during that... actually, you know what? We should do that now. Outside of the BDO workout stream, outside of perhaps a tournament, you know, I'll try and save up some money. I'll get a bunch of streamers into a game. And then I'll try and see if I can get a prize pool. That goes to the winner. I think that would be interesting to do. If I can get it right. If not, I just won't do it at all. What other things could we do during this charity event that would help them earn money? While I'm dressed up as Black Hitler, talking to kids in the most confusing Germanic Ebonic accent they've ever heard. I couldn't tell it was AI art, you know. How much do you have to censor yourself for realty? I don't know. That's actually a good idea. I should actually ask them that. Because let's be honest, if I stream twice during that time period, stream 2 I'm breaking. Actually, no, stream 1 after 2 hours I'm gonna break. I'll snap and I'll say something retarded. Execute Super live on stream. That would require me to find him and track him down. And you know how those furries are with their costumes. They never take off the helmet, no matter how bad, like heat exhausted they are. I feel like if you ask that, they might withdraw their offer. If they had the balls to look at my content, reach out to me and talk to me, and have a conversation, I think I might get away with this. I think in their world, they give a shit more about how much they can help the kids based on the high-level overview we've seen of this charity. So they might not actually care that I'm a spicy streamer. They might just care that they get some kind of charity output, which I'm perfectly fine with. I'm fine with that. Are you going to do an actual subathon? So every 5 minutes. I'm a literal nobody, so that subathon would end in 5 minutes, so man, that's the problem. Roblox stream with the CEO. We'll both get banned. We'll both get groomed and banned. What? Show your DMs on stream? Okay, I can do that. Oh, I know exactly where that is. I've been exactly there. Okay. Okay. Let's see. You might be surprised I had an 18-hour stream playing Oblivion once. Yeah, I don't... you see, this is the thing, is you're like an actual real content creator who's like consistent and shit. I'm just a literal nobody, so I don't think that would work out. But maybe, let me just put it down as an idea. This is like a brainstorming session for this. So maybe it's not a bad idea to think about, at least. Surgeon Simulator, oh my god. Man, this they're gonna like, thank you very much for helping, but we never want to hear from you again. What did I want to do? I wanted to do Guild Wars 2 Jumping Puzzle Day. We'll do one of those. My suffering will hopefully bring the kids some joy. Good night, Spider. Is there a world record on Guild Wars 2 you can try and break? I don't think I'm good enough at Guild Wars 2 to break any of the records, but there is a game I can break a record on. There is a game here that I can break a record on. And I know exactly what it is. What else could I do? Yeah, but is that popular? No, but I would hold the world record for exactly 5 seconds before someone else breaks it. And the fact that it's tied to the charity would bring the charity more attention. That would be like what's known as a long-term play, where the idea that a Nine Kings world record was broken on stream during a charity event would then mean that perhaps someone out there would then look at the charity event, and then the next following year that would bring it more attention. That's a possibility, but like I said, I'm just looking at like ideas. So fuck it, maybe we put it down. I think donor sheet is the table where is to put each donor name and how much they donate in this case, so you can post on your media social Discord profile so people who watch you can fight to be on a high place on it. Yeah, I'll need to ask them about it. Alert. You might be right, but I'll need to ask them about it. Guild Wars 2 is your most popular category, so I would play your strengths. Yeah, that might be a smart idea. I don't know, I'm just brainstorming ideas, because the way I'm looking at this, right, is this is 9 days. 9 continual days of streaming. Right? So I would like to do multiple things during those 9 days. And they're going to be low days and they're going to be higher days. You see, you're thinking about this like a professional, so man. I'm thinking about this like a retard. Because I think it's funnier. You could do a wheel spin with different MMOs on it. Wheel spin is activated every so many subs. Potentially, but I think I would probably tie that into doing a Black Desert Online workout stream rather. Where there's some form of interaction with the viewer and a punishment that comes with it. Did you see that Muckluck has a new plushie? Yes, I did. I'm not going to get that one. I don't have the money for that shit. One was enough for the video I'm going to make. So you play dead MMOs? Potentially. That might be a good idea. I don't know. I got to think about that more. I got to brainstorm up some ideas. VR chat's not a bad idea. Because everyone in VR chat's already disabled, right? You ever play Space Engineers? I haven't. I mean, he already has a wheelchair for the event. Just make a fake oxygen tent and you got your cosplay. I could play... You know what? Speaking of Breaking Bad, I could potentially play Salamanca. And just sit there. Dink, 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 dink. I could do that. Have you got a VR headset? No, but there are a few second-hand ones on Facebook Marketplace that I have my eye on. Right? If I do a little bit of contractual work this week. Grim Reaper cosplay, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. The kids will love that. Hold on. I think I may have found the perfect cosplay. I wanted to do this cosplay. This was like a year or two ago, but my wife said no, right? We were going to like a Halloween party and she refused to let me do this cosplay. What do you think? I could also switch out the priest costume with a sports coach with like a whistle and shit. Fuck, there's a few ways I could go with that. They want Halloween spooky stuff. Why don't you take my list of creepy MMOs and have them on a wheel spin? Look, there's a few things I could do. There's a few, like, ideas I've got bouncing around my head. But I think I need to brainstorm this out because there's no way I'm going to be able to plan and do all of them. And I might boil this down to like 2 or 3 ideas. Or have like an on day and an off day. I still need to plan it out. Like the time management and capacity of this is what I got to think about a lot. Change priest for an imam and you're good to go. The problem is, Banner 2, I don't live in London, right? But what I could do, I could potentially do, is, what I could do, so, like, this is just an idea, is I could, like, put up a green screen, right? I do own a machete, so I could get my machete, I could dress up as an immigrant, and then, like, change the green screen to the background of central London over here, and I could do that cosplay. That's a possibility as well. That could work. VR Among Us. You know what I could do? It's way too clean for London. You know what? You're right. I could go into VR and find where the kids are and just start scaring the bejesus out of all the healthy kids. Give the hospital some new patients. I don't know if you've all seen that one clip of that guy in VR playing a VR Among Us, where he's like scaring the holy shit out of a kid. I'll see if I can find it. Just to give you some reference. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's... Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I think it's this one. I think it's this one.
I am. Jeez. You yell.
I think it's this one.
No, nothing's. You're a imposter. You're such a monster. You're such a monster.
Me and Green were getting chased.
Bro!
Bro!
Purple chasing!
No, we were on a team.
Just going into VR and just scaring the fucking bejesus out of a bunch of kids. That would be funny as fuck. Get a skeleton in a wheelchair. Jesus, you people think I have infinite fucking money. I wish I did. I wish I did. I would take all of these ideas and use every single one of them. Any kid who lets their any adult who lets their kid play VR should be reported to child services. Absolutely. But until that's such a time, we will keep them safe by traumatizing them. Oh, fuck yeah. That's the right way to use VR. Right there. These are good stream outfits, but if it doesn't relate to the charity, it kind of doesn't quite hit the spot. Okay, so Barando, here's the thing, right? Here's the way I'm looking at it. I'm taking as many ideas as possible, and then I will funnel them later. So I'm doing what's known as the funnel system of ideas, right? This is a very common idea tactic that's used a lot of the time. You get a bunch of garbage, right? A whole bunch of ideas. You put it through one layer of relevancy, right? Okay, does this relate to video games in some way? Yes or no? The ones that make it through then go through a second phase, right? Which one of these would the kids recognize, right? Then you put it through another phase. Okay, which one of these are then relevant to Halloween, right? Or relate to it in one way or another. It can be used as a thing, right? And once you've broken through the hymen of ideas, what you've got is a police report, but also your final costume design. When you'll like boil it down to like one or two of them here at the bottom. Oh, why does that look like a vagina? Because all the greatest things in the world fall out of a pussy. That's why.
Find and play a shit ton of go-kart related games and claim that you misunderstood the entire thing.
That would be funny as fuck, but I don't know if it would make them any money. And the problem is with that is that that's like a 1 minute skit idea that falls apart when you're doing a 7-hour stream. That's the issue there. Surely Long Dick Johnson has a skeleton. No, I don't think he does. I don't know, I haven't spoken to that guy much recently. He's been too busy, what I assume is plowing the neighbor. But okay, I think that's a good point to stop. I think those are some decent ideas. That gives me some working basis to work off of, where I can try and put everything together from here and work my way outwards and see if we can turn this into something that's both entertaining for you, beneficial for those kids, and gives the people who gave me this opportunity a fucking stroke. And makes them realize what an absolute brand risk I am. Play Tony Hawk's because it's a stream for sick kids. By that standard, I should play the old Superman games because of what happened to Christopher Reeves. In Guild Wars 2, The clock tower will be active. There has been a streamer that did that one backwards. That would certainly make you crazy. Yeah, no, that would drive me nuts. That would drive me fucking insane. First they do an IRL stream and go on a cart place. I don't even know if I could get a strong enough internet connection to do an IRL stream in my country, if I'm being honest with you. He never did a nose grind, just a neck one. That's fair. Play Quap. You know what? That's not bad. I'll add that final one. I'll just add that one in there. Just in case. Okay, we'll work from there. What I'll probably also do with that same event so that you guys get something out of it is I still have from my old workout streams when I was kind of getting sponsored a little bit. I still have a few game keys that I could give out during that that event, right? So I could get you guys to get something out of it, and I think I can bait more people into helping sick kids if there's a chance that they get a video game out of it. So basically I can scam most of you, and then like 1 or 2 of you actually get something out of it. That might be a good idea. I don't know, I'll have to think about it a lot more. But anyway, I think I'll stop there before I start burning myself out on ideas. I think that's a good starting point, and I can build from there. And we can see what we're doing. I quite like the idea of what's going to happen. You know what I might also do? I was thinking about actually doing this yesterday. I was thinking about trying out Hollow Knight for the very first time, like tomorrow, because Super gifted me that game. So I might do that. Or I might save that for the event in October. That's also an idea. But I think I'm going to move on from there. There's quite a few videos in the Discord here. I'm going to say this now. I am very fucking burned out on politics. I am beyond exhausted with the idea of fucking politics. So if there's political shit in here, I'm just not going to fucking bother with it. Right? Not because you did anything wrong, but I'm just fucking tired. Like this shit right here. I'm just exhausted, man. People donate to fuck you game. No, I'll give people the ability to interact with the game I'm playing. So, man, I'll figure out a way to make that happen. Let's see. Call of Duty. What the fuck is this? Okay, we'll have that open. Generic art dad. What is personalized pricing? We'll have that open. Muckluck's whole thing where he went to ArenaNet. The problem with this video is this is a 1 hour 40 fucking minute video. This is a long ass video. I'm hesitant to look at this one because this is a long ass video. Holy shit. Cosplayer ruined their life. Interesting. Let's see where that is. We got the Online Safety Act.
A new law has...
Problem with this video as well is I know this is going to be a long video. Is that a long video? Yes, it is. It's 40 minutes. We're going to skip that one. What else we got? The real cost of being a whale in Diablo Immortal. I don't know if I've seen this one. I don't know if I've seen this one or not.
So, what does it...
No, I haven't seen that one. Okay. Don't care. Don't care. Public gooning. You know what, we'll stop there. That's enough of those videos for today. We will look at all of those that I have open. We'll crank it out from there. And then I'll play some Guild Wars 2. Then tomorrow, if I remember, or I don't change my mind, maybe we'll play some Hollow Knight for the very first time. The way I'm thinking of running Guild Wars 2 streams, whenever I play the game, is I'm going to get through a chapter of each of the living worlds, or a chunk of the game when I'm going through the expansions. I think that's the right way to run it. Because then it's not overwhelming. It gives me the opportunity the next day to write down all my thoughts and ideas about Guild Wars 2. And it means I'm going to spend less time when I'm going through the same experience on a second character, collecting all my B-roll footage, and hopefully that means I can start getting out videos on my main channel again at a decent rate, as in like one video every 3 months. Hollow Knight is kind of Halloween-y game, and specifically there's a Halloween thingy that was added later that's insanely good content. I might save it for that then. Don't forget the developer response. I think chat will get a kick out of. Link it to me. I may have missed it. Right. But let's get started with this. Let's see what we're dealing with here. The real car... Wait, no. Let's start with the short. Right here. We'll start with these shorts, because what the fuck is this shit? We'll aim at this first.
Cosplayer just ruined her entire life and is facing up to a decade in prison.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying this shit here
If you want a good
should be
game to
illegal.
play, why don't you play Heartbound? I hear it's horror game or something with scary furries.
No, be fucking serious, yes, old man. Come on. This is a serious stream for serious people. God damn it. I can imagine that with the way, thank you for the link again. With the way that Heartbound is being programmed by Pirate Software, I would be completely unsurprised if Pirate just, like, you get to the end of Heartbound and it's just like an animated video of his butthole flexing in and out for like 20 minutes. Just because he's so pissed off with everyone. It's because his entire career's collapsed and he just still thinks he's right. And no, Dubba, I don't think Eagle should be illegal, but this shit should be illegal. This is not the same person. Jesus Christ, the difference there is ridiculous. This is not the same person as this. Fucking makeup was a mistake. I'll be honest with you, women look better without makeup. We want the kids to have fun, not expose them to furry shit. Yeah, that too. That one is related to Kush. Bitch called in a bomb threat because the company is partnered with a VTuber she doesn't like. Well, we're gonna find out. Let's see.
Her entire life and is facing up to a decade in prison, all because of a gamer energy drink. See, Kit Noel has over 100,000 followers on TikTok, and while she was at the San Japan anime...
You see, now this is exactly what I'm trying to avoid here. Right? I cannot cosplay Kratos. Because look at these fucking jelly tots over here. What, did they eat the princess? The fuck happened? Fucking Princess Peach, Princess fucking Cake. The fucking snoring beauty. Fucking Taco Bell over here? Jesus Christ, no. Snow White, more like Iceberg White. Princess Watermelon. Okay, that just reminded me of something bestia. So 2 weeks ago, I went to Comic-Con in my country, right? And there was a black girl who was playing, who was cosplaying Poison Ivy, but she was fucking huge. She was like gigantic. She made me look anorexic. And my friend who was there with us just turns to me and he's like, "You, Princess Watermelon." And I had to try so hard not to laugh because holy fucking shit, she heard us and she was looking around. I could tell because she was slowly vibrating her way to the left where we were. We had to walk at pace to get away from her.
gaming convention, she allegedly posted a comment on Instagram saying that she was going to do the thing from Valorant at the GamerSupps booth. Now, GamerSupps is a brand of drink that works with a
GamerSupps is fucking one of the most fun brands out there. These guys understand marketing and streaming culture so goddamn well.
Bunch of different creators, and they even do sponsored waifu cups with them. But GamerSupps has been under a lot of fire lately for refusing to cave into cancel culture and continuing to work with their partners.
So basically, they're doing a good job at farming the hate to keep attention. That's a really good idea.
And I guess some people online, like Kit Noel, just really don't like that. But people are getting way too comfortable posting threats online, thinking that they have no real-world consequence, and it doesn't matter if it's a joke or not. You know, if you go to a convention center with thousands of people, you can't just say you want to go play CSGO and make everyone else feel unsafe, all because an energy drink brand doesn't listen to you. So a convention goer actually saw the post.
Man, what fucking mentally ill loser shit is this? What happened? What mentally ill loser shit is this? Someone, oh man, this is leaning into politics again. God damn it. Motherfucker.
They notified the organizers, the police were brought up to the scene, and now Kit Noel's been arrested, facing charges that could have her doing 10 years in prison. This cosplayer...
Yeah, let's hope it happens.
Why am I paying
What is
more
this?
than that guy?
We're calling that personalized pricing.
That sounds a lot nicer than it feels.
Is this political? Is this personalized pricing thing gonna be a fucking political thing? I swear to God, I'll close this right now if it's a political thing.
Stores like Target or Kroger or Walmart have started testing out different versions of dynamic pricing. Listen, I know that I look like I can afford more, but things are just not good for me right now.
Yes.
No, yeah, we're aware. According to your Hinge, it looks like you are recently separated and
Holy shit.
looking forward to your next economic adventure.
That's devastating if they had all that information on you, which they probably do.
Well, you know, the economy and AI and... Yeah, we're all just skating by right now. Okay, yeah, well then my price should probably be lower if we're personalizing things. Contrary to what a lot of people would probably think, some stores are actually reducing pricing for wealthier customers to incentivize long-term relationships. I can't afford to drive around looking for better deals.
Oh, this is great. So the idea is you get all the poors out of your area, so only the rich people are there to gentrify your store. That's brilliant. That's a great idea. That worked out really well for Marie Antoinette. You can tell from the mustache it's a political thing. Probably. It's just companies fucking us over as usual. Yeah, that's unsurprising.
That's the point.
That's their job.
The prices are even higher on the app. That's called proximity pricing. Stores like Target have been reported in the past to raise prices on things like electronics when people are closer to the store because they think that they're already primed to spend money. Didn't the Dollar General just get in trouble for charging people more at the registers than what the shelves said? This is illegal. Oh, that is super illegal. They shouldn't have done that. But you're doing that. Nope, I think you're a little confused on that. There aren't actually any laws yet about digital signage changing before you get to the shelf.
All this needs to do is happen to one black guy and he can call racism and this all goes away. We need a non-white to take this hit and this goes away.
So what do you want me doing here? Waiting till like some rich guy goes to buy hamster bedding so I can run up with him and get the same price? That's the opposite of what we'd want. And how do you even
there you go, Jimmy. Go to your local store, find one that does personal pricing. Whip out your phone and say, what the fuck do you mean you're going to charge me more because I'm black? Or I'm non-white? What was that? And then just post that everywhere. Bot your views, bot the likes, do whatever you need to, and this shit vanishes. They'll try again in another 6 months, but you can stem the tide.
Do it. Are there cameras in the shelves? What? No. Facial tracking is crazy, and all of the major retailers have denied it. Then how do you know who I am? We have a number of creative ways that we can do it. We can ping your phone, and if we can get your MAC address, then we know who you are when you come back in, and we can just track you with the overhead cameras. What the fuck? And even if we can't get your MAC address, we build profiles, and we buy third-party information that sometimes has location tracking, so we can tell when you come into a store. This is all stuff that you're doing now. The extent of what we can say right now is that some major retailers are deploying digital signage under the guise of dynamic pricing or changing the price throughout the day depending on demand or things like the weather. God damn it. Once the digital signage is fully deployed, retailers will have everything in place to start.
Jesus, this is like... Fuck, this is the most devastating economic trend I've ever seen. Fuck me. You know what? I'm switching sides. I'm with the looters now. If they do this shit, I'm with the looters. What's the number? Under $500 and I can walk out and no one's gonna chase me? It's time to start stealing. Fuck this.
Start offering in-person personalized pricing. So this is theoretical then. Some retailers have admitted that they've looked into it, but no one has said that they're doing it yet. It is worth noting that online retailers are absolutely doing personalized pricing. Oh, do you want me to hold your stuff? They're in aisle 2. Huh? Oh. My ex-wife told me to get a Labubu for our kid's birthday. Right. Lucky guess. Labubus are also in
You're South African. You're default with the looters. Exactly.
We're calling that.
It's called sharing my culture, Lord Fitner. It's offensive that you would call me a looter. It's just a cultural difference. It's a socio-economic factor, goddammit. Jesus, that's vile. That's disgusting. Okay, now what's this fucking thing here? X Fallout. Oh, Project Gorgon. Okay. This is like the second or third time I've ever left it. Hold on. Let's crank out some music while we listen to this. There we go. This is like the second or third time I've ever left a review on a game. The game itself is very niche. Wait, 1,249 hours on record. Jesus Christ. Game is very niche if you like old school MMORPGs. You might think that the graphics suck, the gameplay is everything, is a grind for the skills and loot, and the endgame is saving up months of gold to unlock the next skill. The old neckbeards playing the game are the mods and the run community, and if they don't like you, you're in trouble. Once I had an admin try to bribe my friends with endgame consumables to stop playing with me, but that is another story. It's all been said before. Play the demo, watch the trailer, read what the devs are like. The only thing these clowns are missing is the actual circus in-game. The reason I'm making this review is because of how much they just don't give a damn once they have your money. I haven't played the game in months, but I get a notification from Steam telling me I have been permanently banned for using an exploit despite not playing in months. Okay, cool, so I open a support ticket. I say, can you tell me what's going on? I am wondering if my account is at risk, if someone got into my Steam, etc. Support simply says, an exploit happened, anything else is irrelevant, you have lost your account. The question of it is more reasonable that a guy with over 1,000 hours and hasn't played in months just rolled in. Rolled in? Just roiled in one day, did a random exploit and banned or something else happened. Jesus Christ. Think of it like this. In high fantasy worlds, they have shit like dragons that hoard gold, fly, breath, fire. However, in our reality, mythical flying beasts that hoard wealth. Yeah, they just have big noses instead of big wings. I love Project Gorgon. Well, this guy doesn't. I can see you've played a little bit. I haven't even touched it. Maybe I'll give this a try at some point. Let's see. Did not even need to be asked. The exploit happened. Everything else is irrelevant. Ban won't be reversed, and then just kept closing the ticket no matter if I replied or not. Just closed it until I got bored of talking. Said it in their Discord, just simply, what on earth support keeps closing my ticket? No questions needs to be asked, nothing needs to be done, an exploit happens, blah blah. They delete the Discord post, no reply, no anything, I give up, go to bed. Wake up next morning, try to find my post, I can't, so I say, did you seriously delete my post? Like, what, we can't have any bad publicity? They kicked me from the Discord. I realize 99% of everyone will say, you must have cheated, bro, or absolutely adore the fact that support in Discord will treat someone they think have cheated like this. I don't even care about the ban. I am making this... Okay, no, that's suspicious. That's suspicious. Why would you not care about the ban and then write a fucking short novel on it? That's bullshit. I'm starting to get the idea that this person may have cheated and is now trying to pretend that they're the victim. I'm making this review totally based on the fact on how I was treated by support and how I was kicked from the Discord for daring to say anything about it. So yeah, I'm sure half of the comments on this thing will be lol salt and the other half will be, but they don't ban for no reason, and honestly I don't care. This review is a final screw you to this game because of the way they treated me. And if I can spare another person this dumpster fire of a game and team, well, I can only hope. So again, Once they have your money, they don't care. You won't even be graced with a reply, let alone discussion or details. They simply do not want to help you. The easiest thing is to ignore and make it. Okay, this guy's fucking going wild. Okay, developer response. Poor little victim gets busted cheating in a game and tries to claim, I swear it wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. I mean, that one-armed man's lab did a fantastic job on the clone of you they created. Knew how to play the game, walked like you, talked like you. Pretty impressive. They were even so kind and generous as to just log into only one game out of your 192. Leave the game connected / play the game for a little over 3 hours, execute a cheat, and give you your Steam account back fully intact, aside from our permanent ban, so that you can post this review. What luck and good fortune! Moral of the story, it does not matter if it was you or the one-armed man. You are 100% solely responsible for the security of and for what other people do on your account. We hope that you have successfully thwarted the one-armed man from invading your Steam account again. Best of luck to you out there in life. Yeah, of course he's going to do that. But if a dev believes you've cheated and they've got evidence that you've cheated, obviously they're going to treat you like this. That's a pretty funny response. You see, the problem is here, none of this is backed up by any evidence. None of this is backed up by any evidence. To me, this is two people flinging shit at each other. This guy flung a bunch of shit first. Can he truly be surprised that someone flung shit back at him? None of this tells me anything about this game. And the other people comments under the dev answer. Same here, the dev response was hilarious though. The whole world deserves to know it, and that's not for a game's benefit for sure. Dev response will keep me from ever considering trying this game. I'm surprised devs haven't tried to... Oh, you fucking pull clutcher. Relax, pull clutcher. Chill. Try the game. If the game's good, then it's good. If the game sucks, then it sucks. Wait, so the dev's wife got cancer. Haha, yo, karma is real. Karma is real. Now, people seem to be mad at the fucking dev here. This is interesting. Which makes me think that there's something else going on here. Gene over there is probably Jimmy. Probably. Stop being a pull clutcher, Jimmy. If a dev responds like this, a dev responds like this. Guess what? The ESO devs are a bunch of little temper tantrumy bitches. If the game was still good, it would still be a good game. Right? But the problem is, they're temper tantrumy bitches and the game is bad. That's the issue. And being honest, I won't try the game. That's fine. That's fine. But the fact that you're deciding it off of the dev response instead of information about the game, that's the issue. Thanks for the review, -2 potential purchases. So, this is the thing I'm noticing, is a lot of people are really fucking mad at this dev and going against him. Which makes me think, right? This makes me think that there's a chunk of information that I'm missing somewhere. That there's more to the story than is in this review and is in the dev response. What's wrong with the dev's response? I don't get it. That's the thing, Nugash. If this is an isolated incident, I don't think that many people would be pull clutching over this. There's something else going on here. There's a piece of the puzzle I'm missing. You should write a review in OP's wall of text in the style of internet comment etiquette. No, I don't have that skill. I don't know, I like the dev response. Anyone who read the long response all the way through clearly has no brain cells because I checked out early on. You see, the thing is, it feels like something else is going on here. This feels like the end of a story, not the entire story. The way I would judge this game is by going here and trying the fucking game out. Right, who gives a shit about the rest? Honestly, who gives a shit? If the game's decent, the game's decent. If the game's bad, the game's bad. Who cares? Let's see. What's the fucking general review on this game? Because I feel there's definitely more going on there than what I'm seeing. People don't get that fucking mad without a reason. And what I'm seeing here is 27 recent very positive reviews and 2,000 overall very positive reviews. Oh, look. Okay, here's a follow-up. Another fucking thing. The game is great how... hold on. There you go. Fun game, abusive head moderator bans, changes names unfairly, community is welcoming but veterans dominate the market, shafting new players post level 50, high costs, grindy content frustrate, market and daily systems flawed, favoring vets, still enjoyable, needs polish. See, now that seems like it's related to what's going on here. It seems like someone's not playing this game fairly.
From the minds that brought you Asheron's Call, Star Trek Online, and EverQuest 2.
On, shut up.
Comes a
shut the fuck up. I'm noticing a fucking novel whenever there's a negative, and then a pretty short review when there's a positive. Okay, except for that. And this. Okay, people are writing fucking novels. Never mind. Interesting. People writing essay in game reviews are worse than Hitler. Yeah, because at least Hitler knew when to stop. It feels like a retard giving a bad story. The problem is that sounds like a Reddit post, right? That entire story sounds like a Reddit post. And I'm going to be honest with you, my experience with people who cheat in video games, they will never admit that they've cheated in a video game, and they will make every excuse under the sun to pretend that they didn't cheat. The only thing that should matter to you, the only thing that matters at all, is your personal experience in a video game. If 99% of people have a great experience in a video game and you have a shitty experience, then you say fuck this game and you find something where you're gonna get a better experience. If you have a great experience and 99% of people have a bad one, who gives a fuck about those other people? It's your experience. Maybe people just expected a more mature response from the devs. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Honestly, who gives a shit? Let him throw his little temper tantrum. But I've never met a group of people. I'm just saying this from personal experience. I have never met a group of people who have been in such a vicious state of denial and anger as a bunch of fucking filthy, dirty cheaters in video games who then pretend that it wasn't them. It's always someone else. Oh, my little brother logged into my account. Oh, it was my dad. Oh, the cat was fucking the other cat in the keyboard and somehow that executed a 1 in a million exploit cheat that no one else knows how to do. I've never seen so many excuses in my life as I've seen from people who cheat in online multiplayer games. And that's what seems suspicious to me. One of the comments in that initial review mentioned that the dev worked on Asheron's Call, and they were toxic there too. I don't know anything about Asheron's Call, so I have no bearing on that. Maybe he was toxic. Maybe he was a piece of shit. But who gives a fuck? If he fucks with your gameplay experience directly, then fair. I understand those comments. But if he's just doing his job and he's not a little temper tantrumy bitch, who cares? Back when I was a kid, I used to cheat in Combat Arms. Even then, when I got banned, I knew I deserved it. Yeah, but you see, most cheaters are not self-aware to be like, damn, I got caught cheating. And then throw up their hands and go, well, I was caught. Most of them like to make an excuse. They like to pretend that they didn't do it. That it never happened. As someone who's had a million retarded comments on YouTube, you will always end up going full retard and reply back to some of these cretins. Yeah, eventually it does get to you, right? Well, it doesn't get to me. I see it as bait, right? I love it. I love that shit. I love seeing retarded comments. It's like my favorite thing to reply to. It's like a hobby of mine to try and upset these people as much as possible. I have so much fun with that shit. I made a bet to cheat and get away with it. Would be a cool excuse. It's still a cheat and you'd still get banned. I sued to cheat in MapleStory when I was little and got caught a few times. Good times. Yeah, of course you were going to get caught. A lot of people, like, they can't take personal responsibility for the things they did, and they like to pretend they didn't do it. Devs can be cannibals for all I care, but if support, if even slightly toxic, I'm pulling a 9/11 on their helmet. Like, this is the thing, is I don't give a fuck about support. At this point, I know that support in any video game is a bunch of bullshit that's being run by an AI, and you're talking to an AI that's never going to solve your problem. I don't even bother talking to support in video games. There's no point in doing a report. There's no point in talking to anyone. You're getting an automated response and no one gives a fuck. That's just how it is. Hey, does anyone remember the mass reporting exploit that used to happen in New World? I do. What you would do is, just before a war started, you would get your company to mass report the leader of the other company and get them banned like 2 minutes before a war started. So they couldn't take a territory. And the way you would use the mass reporting system was you'd get every single person to report that entire company and get like all their best players banned. And then they'd all get an automated response, and they would get all their accounts unbanned 3 days later. For a time-dependent event, it was beautiful. So, all reporting systems are broken. All of them are a waste of time to interact with. Right? There's no point. No one gives a fuck about your problems, no matter how real or relevant they are. And of course, devs are little bitches. Devs have the biggest ego you've ever seen, and the tiniest amount of care for you. They're not going to give a shit. They'll just ban you if they feel like it. They're like the security guards in Epstein Island. Sure, they just watched a kid get fucked. But if they keep their mouth quiet, maybe they'll get to fuck the kid too. Which makes sense. Is what's the point of cheating if you can't pretend it's the ego boost? Admitting it would ruin it. Exactly. I had someone put a retarded comment. I replied. They said, "I can't believe I baited you into replying, loser." He won, so I blocked him. Here's the thing, so man. I made a short about the Marvelization of Dragon Age Veilguard. And this guy was like, fuck you, you stupid asshole. How dare you say this is Marvel tier writing? Dragon Age Veilguard's gonna be amazing. So I was like, you sound like a fucking dick writer for Hollywood. Right? And I had a back and forth with him. And then when Dragon Age Veilguard came out, it flopped and failed. He went and I got a notification on YouTube that said he edited his comment. And you know what he changed it to? He just called me a pedophile. He was so fucking wrong and mad. Months later, he went back and just fucking called me a pedophile, the motherfucker. The little bitch. So yeah, people are super sensitive. People can't handle shit anymore, especially when they're wrong. And you know what? Who cares? Who gives a fuck about that dev? Let him be a bitch. Right? Let him be a bitch. Let him be a little temper tantrumy bitch. And if the video game isn't good enough, then the large majority of people playing it will just duck the fuck out and never come back. And they'll deserve their failure. If those stories are made up, and it's just a bunch of cheaters throwing temper tantrums, writing fucking novels in the reviews, then fuck them. New World should have renamed their game to New Reports. There were so many exploits in New World that the mass reporting thing, like, fuck, it barely scratches the surface of the problems New World had. To be honest, if it's the lead dev, I think his wife was going through chemo at the time, so I could imagine they might be a bit stressed. Yeah, that doesn't mean you get to take it out on other people. The worst human beings on planet Earth are the people who are going through something, and they decide that today you're going to be their punching bag because something bad's happening in their life. That's fucking retarded, right? If you're going to go after someone, you should go after them because it's going to be entertaining to you and you're going to have a good time doing it. Venting your frustration on someone completely uninvolved in what's going on in your house, and like in your life, right? Just makes things worse for you. Because now you're thinking about it. You're amplifying the thought that's going through your head almost all the time. You're not getting it out of your system, you're getting it into your system. True, but he also got a patch out after his wife died. Well, good for him. And poor him. I mean, it's never going to be nice when you lose someone you love. Right? That's not a fucking nice thing to happen. But also, don't vent your shit on random strangers. House rules, if you own it, you can decide what you serve. Problem is if it's a paid product, but even then the PC games are usually good money. Yeah, time value. I don't know, we can have a whole debate about who was right and who was wrong there, but I think all that matters is, was the game good, yes or no? And it seems like most people think that the game is currently good. So maybe it's worth trying out, and if you have a shit experience with it, then it's a shit experience. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who's making the hot dog, it matters what the hot dog tastes like. And with that in mind, we got someone trying to stop other people from making hot dogs altogether. That's right, boys. Now, I said this a long time ago. I like the idea of private servers. I like the idea of people running different variants of MMORPGs because I think communities tend to be more creative than the people who made the MMO in the first place. But I also said you're driving down the highway with your dick out the window at 120 kilometers an hour. And Turtle Wow is about to fucking find out. Now, does this make it right? Who the fuck knows? Probably not. But I saw this coming. This was actually one of my most hesitant reasons for not wanting to touch Turtle WoW. Not wanting to touch Ascension WoW. Not wanting to touch any variation of a private server that gets any degree of popularity. Because the second it does, Blizzard will show up and fuck them into the dirt. That's just how it is. It's not their IP. It's not about what's right. It's not about what's wrong. It's not about what the players like here. It's about what Blizzard can do to destroy any version of the game that might pose any kind of significant threat to the people playing WoW through legitimate means. That's just how it is. Turtle WoW devs are pretty stupid though. I'm wondering if I'm going to get a DMCA for playing Turtle WoW and having it on my top 10 private servers. You might, but I don't think you will. I don't think they'll bother coming after creators because it's not their primary focus. Blizzard in particular has a hard-on for going after anyone who runs a private server, not for the people making videos about the private server, if that makes sense. But let's see what this is about. I've refrained from looking into a lot of this.
Nostalrius. Over 9 years ago now, they shut the private server down after receiving a cease and desist.
Oh man, Nostalrius was so good. Those were the days.
From Blizzard. That led to massive, widespread protest, and under that pressure, Blizzard were forced to...
apparently, if you play it on Twitch, you can get banned from Twitch. Yeah, but that's only if you're somebody on Twitch, right? I'm perfectly fine. I can play Turtle WoW on Twitch. No one's gonna give a fuck about me. Some literal nobody retard. They're like, why? I'm not even worth the effort of them dragging the mouse over to the right side of the screen and clicking ban, right? I'm not worth that effort. But if a big streamer did it, yeah, then they get their shit pushed in.
And we got Classic as a direct result of that. This time, though, it is completely different. It's a hell of a lot more dramatic, too. And the target is Turtle WoW. In many ways, Turtle WoW is the Classic Plus that we've always dreamed of. And they're not shutting it down in response. Yeah, they're not. This is where the story gets interesting. You see, the thing is, Blizzard didn't send a sternly worded letter. Blizzard sent a legal nuke. And I am not joking when I say that. Neither are...
Do you want to know why they waited this long to do this? Hey, does anyone remember the timing behind when they shut down all the WoW vanilla servers? Does anyone remember the timing on that? What came out just after the WoW vanilla servers came out? I mean, got shut down. That's right. Classic. Tabe's got it. They want to make Classic Plus. Exactly. And do you know why? Okay, now let's get into the big brains conspiracy theory parts of this. Why do you think they waited this long to serve this to Turtle WoW? Why did they wait this long? Why didn't they do this immediately? No, you're thinking too surface level, Nugash. Market research. Yeah, they're getting there. So they can copy paste the ideas. Exactly. Blizzard, now owned by Microsoft, is so creatively bankrupt that I'm willing to bet they have not had a single original thought since Wrath of the Lich King. And every time they've tried, we ended up with some stupid shit like artifact power. What they needed was they needed someone else to take all the risks that they are too much of a pussy to take, so they could steal all those ideas, shut them down, and then reopen a legitimate version of the game and call it Classic Plus. That's big brain. That's what you do. Now, I don't know if you know the story about the Bushmen and how they used to find water in my country, right? So before the Zulus invaded, before the whites invaded, the Bushmen who lived here had a neat little tactic for finding water. What they would do is they would use like dried salt and shit, or like berries or fruit, and they would hollow out a tree, and they would put the food inside of a tree. They'd wait until a baboon came along. The baboon would reach into the tree, right? They would close their hand around the salt or the food or the nuts or the berries, and their hand would block them from being able to yank it out of the tree. Bushman would come along, tie up the baboon, right? Let the baboon dehydrate for a while, and then let it go, and then follow the baboon because the baboon would head straight for water, right? Now, here's the part of the story that they don't tell you. Some of the tribes that existed in the southern parts of Africa, when the baboon found water, do you know what they did? They killed the fucking baboon because they wanted to eat the motherfucker as well. That's what Blizzard's doing. They let Turtle WoW lead them to water. Now they're going to murder Turtle WoW and cannibalize it. It's big brain. Doesn't make it right, but it does make it effective. I have so much to say to stuff like this. The context behind it, I would probably be banned for spam if I tried to actually post about it. Go for it, dude. I'm going to link a video about Nintendo patenting more basic mechanics in video games. You honestly don't have to watch the video. All the articles are linked in the video description. I just didn't want to link 12 fucking articles. Yeah, that's fine. I'll watch it on another day, but I know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to patent every single ability under the sun so that they never have another Pal World again ever happen.
Are they? They're invoking the RICO Act. This is a law that was initially designed to take down the mafia, the actual mafia.
Yep.
And in the process, they are revealing the public information of the people behind it. With one single line, they gave credence to a long-standing conspiracy of corruption in a secretive private server empire, one where people are making millions.
Hold on. What do we got here? Hong Kong, individual Eric Mouser, Shagum, Memphis, Meth, 1S, Josiah, individual, blah, 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 Brotalnia, what the fuck is that? Okay, that's also known as, individual, Cosmin Pop, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is Chinese people. Okay.
Secretive private server empire, one where people are making millions. An empire that Blizzard might know all about, but they need a legal angle of attack. It makes for a hell of a story, but hey, as a silver lining, I think this is kind of proof. Proof that Blizzard really does know what we want from Classic Plus.
Absolutely they do.
If you only pay attention to retail WoW, you may not even know what Turtle WoW is, though you may have seen advertisements for it. Anyway, here's the short version. It is quite simply one of the most promising private servers in existence. Over the last 8 years, it headed down the route that I'd say most of us would want from a Classic Plus. They were actively developing the game, they had a team of over 100 members, and this meant new story content, new dungeons, new raids, new...
Imagine 100 people being able to outperform the multi-billion-dollar company owned by a multi-billion-dollar company. Goddamn. Main Clown Quinn 69 in his stream, so I had to migrate. Okay, so you're just downgrading in content. I completely understand, Keldon.
New zones, all explicitly friendly with vanilla lore, all perfectly matching the classic style. Take a look at this map for Dragon Ball Retreat, just for one example. Anyone could be convinced
that looks good.
That this is a real classic dungeon. Even this orc staff is based on an old sketch from Chris Metzen.
Yep.
And looking at the Turtle WoW wiki starts to make you think you're kind of in a parallel world where things turned out differently. One where high elves are a playable alliance race, or where dungeons like BFD or RFK get extended in patches, going even deeper.
Wait, 100 people with all the assets they needed so they don't have to do all the startup work. Do you know who also has all the assets? Blizzard. Why do they keep fucking the game up?
And on top of all the actual content, the most common thing people would praise about Turtle is their anti-botting measures, said to actually work better than Blizzard's. Now, emboldened by their ambition and success, they have been posting about their player counts. 500,000 active players, 44,000 concurrent players. Those numbers are an absolute triumph, but chasing something that high has likely sealed their doom. You see, they've been hosting adverts on Google's ad services. They've been...
Oh, whoa. Oh, fuck. I hit the wrong nicotine pouch. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, the head rush. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, I hit the experimental nicotine pouch. Oh, shit. Oh, holy fuck. Give me a second. Oh, oh. Fuck me, Jesus Christ. I can see the inside of the fucking universe right now. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, for some context, right? I use Velo nicotine pouches, right? I don't know if you can see that on stream. The light's probably blocking. I don't know. There you go. I use these, right? As you can see, there's 3 little dots on it. This is the highest nicotine pouch I can tolerate. Now, when I went to pick up my Velos, the guy was like, hey, you're a return customer, so we're going to give you an experimental nicotine pouch.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Fuck off, so man. God damn it. They gave me this that they just brought into the country. That's not 3 dots. I don't know why this is on my fucking desk. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh. Sounds like a scam. No, it's just to get repeat customers. It's a good marketing tactic. Didn't God forbid nicotine? I don't think he did. I'm not sure if he did or didn't. I'm pretty sure there's a line in the Bible about all the medicine on the earth that you ever need is in all the plants or something like that. Oh my god, fuck me. Okay, I'm gonna stabilize. Just give me a second. A scam with extra steps. Yes, it's the first crack rock is free tactic, right? So, I'll tell you a story about the first time I had a nicotine pouch. I went to a friend's gender reveal party. No, there weren't any explosions. He was reasonable about this. And
Oh, my. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
okay, now this just sounds like porn, dude.
Fuck me. I'm gonna stabilize. Give me a second.
I also need to move this up here. Oh my god. Yeah, that... I don't want to see that thing again. Fuck. Jesus. Give me a second. Just give me a second. So, the first time I tried a nicotine pouch, I was at a friend's gender reveal party for his kid. And... fuck you so, man. And there was a guy who was trying a nicotine pouch, and I was like, you know what? Let me give this a try. And the guy who gave it to me had the biggest fucking smile on his face. The goddamn dickhead, because he gave me a Zyn pouch that was like the maximum strength Zyn pouch. I put it in my upper lip, not understanding the strength of that thing.
If you don't like it, throw it away right now.
Pouch, not patch. And he, so he let me try the nicotine pouch just so that he could, like, watch what would happen to me. Like I was a fucking experiment. Within 15 minutes, I nearly shit my pants. It was so bad. So I like the more delicate stuff. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. I'm feeling a little bit better. Let's continue. Jesus, that was bad. Fuck. I could see the inside of the universe for a little bit there. How do you get that out of your system? What? It just leaves your system over time, dude. It's nicotine.
Been running social media campaigns. Last year, they posted a trailer showing off their work porting World of Warcraft to Unreal Engine 5. That was a trailer that Blizzard had taken down.
Yeah,
they were
Blizzard
literally snarking in
that.
Blizzard's replies, quite overtly poking the bear. So this then was only a matter of time, even if the people involved thought that they were invincible.
Okay, if you're running a private server on WoW and you think you're invincible, you're fucking retarded. It's like if you're gonna run a private server, you've started a death timer. At some point, Blizzard is coming for you. They will fuck you up. There is no getting around this.
On August 29th, Blizzard filed a lawsuit against Turtle WoW. Not a cease and desist. Nostalrius obeyed a cease and desist out of fear, but most small teams just sort of throw them out. This, though, is a lawsuit, and it's one of the most intense ones that I've seen in quite some time, because of these two things. Participation in a RICO enterprise and engaging in a RICO conspiracy.
God damn.
As I said earlier, that is literally anti-mafia law. Blizzard are saying this isn't just a fan-made private server. They are calling Turtle, quote, a multinational business enterprise engaging in, quote, organized crime. How? Well...
Organized crime?
They allege they are, quote, operating a sophisticated and lucrative global enterprise that develops and sells software that the defendants know illegally infringes on Blizzard's trademarks and copyrights. That alone is not enough, though. They've also been, quote, authoring and distributing extensive US marketing campaigns and funding solicitations that tout pirated content.
Okay, so if we're going to play devil's advocate here, right, it makes sense for Blizzard to do this to Turtle WoW, because I believe this is the case. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know this shit. I'm sure there's someone out there who can explain this correctly. But I believe there's some kind of thing where if you don't actively defend your IP, you can lose control of it. Right? There's some kind of fucking law or something. I don't know how real that is or not. But I've heard that this is a thing. And so from Blizzard's perspective, obviously they have to defend their IP, and so they have to go out of their way to protect what belongs to them so no one else can use it. So I get why they did that. Yeah, that unless you're running a Russian-based private server, then you just don't give a fuck. Yeah, because of the embargo on Russia, then you don't give a shit. Pretty sure Turtle, Ascension, and Epoch are all ran by the same guys. That would make sense, because I've also seen advertisements for Ascension WoW. So it would make sense that they're all run by the same people. They're going to come for Ascension and Epoch as well, if they haven't already.
Blizzard argues in the case that this is illegal racketeering. And legally speaking here, Turtle does not have a leg to stand on. Any fair use arguments fall apart when you're a 100-strong team, when you're raking in potentially millions of dollars in donations. Donations that I should add are essentially a loose cover for what is a cash shop.
Okay, so they added a cash shop. Okay, yeah, then they're fucked.
They do brazenly advertise in the United States using Blizzard's trademarks. And look, would they be running paid ads if they weren't going to see a return on that investment?
Of course.
The lawsuit makes claims about, quote, negative experiences tarnishing the Blizzard brand. They are provably right here. That's because Turtle has been hacked before.
Do you want to know how they're tarnishing the Blizzard brand? You know what the biggest damage that they did to the Blizzard brand was? It was by making a better game than Blizzard did.
And this even led to the leaking of users' personal data. And even if their server core is based on an emulator that supposedly has no real Blizzard code, that actually doesn't matter in this case. You can just download a full client from their site, and that client has all the WoW assets. Now, when I say they thought they were invincible, I meant it. If they have any hope of surviving, which they claim they will, they have one option.
What was that comment? Blizzard are cocksuckers and we're Chad. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna hold up in court. Well, you see, Your Honor, if you look at my evidence, you'll see over here I've drawn the Blizzard devs as the soy boys, and in this image I've drawn myself as Giga Chad. Therefore, you must acquit.
If they have any hope of surviving, which they claim they will, they have one option.
Jesus.
And in fairness, it's a fairly good one. It's relying on being outside of United States jurisdiction. America is not actually the world police. They can't be like, say, the cops from Cyberpunk 2077 that would just teleport right on top of you.
Microsoft and Blizzard wishes they could do this. And you know what's really terrifying to think about? You know how 1984 has kind of become like a blueprint for the way that the UK runs their country now? The Cyberpunk fucking Max Tech guys might be a blueprint of where Microsoft is going in the future.
The owner of Turtle WoW is Russian, which basically means they're, well, kind of immune. The servers are reportedly hosted in the United Kingdom, operated by a Kazakhstan entity. If legally hunted down, they would have to move somewhere, but there are many somewheres out there, so they otherwise would be fine. And they appear quite confident that they can just hide from US intellectual property law. Blizzard knows that. It's And that is why Blizzard is using the RICO Act. And that's where the other team members come in, because it could give them power. They might force American and European internet service providers to block access to Turtle servers, or to get...
So if you want to play Turtle WoW in the future, you've got to live in Africa. Sucks to be you, First Worlders. The only people playing Turtle WoW are Russians and Africans. God, we're just shitting up the servers. That would be so good.
their site taken down. As an example, their domain is hosted by Namecheap, which is an American company, so that's free game. Cloudflare as well. And the European defendants in this case...
VPN, XR? Not if you're in the UK.
...are in genuine danger. They could face civil monetary damages, legal fees, and many more. And after touting 500,000 active players, Blizzard could do some serious financial harm.
Oh yeah.
They could ask for many millions. Even if it's the Russian and Kazakhstan elements that hold all the money, everybody else might catch personal liability and somewhat be ruined for life. Though of everyone, it's the Americans involved who are obviously in the most danger. And specifically, there's one, Acalix, who Blizzard calls the public face of Turtle WoW. And considering he's even been on a YouTube interview in that role speaking on behalf of the team, it is hard to deny. He's kind of Blizzard's in a way, because he is an American. The US courts have direct access to everything, not just money. You see, discovery in law is when you can force evidence out of the other party.
Yep.
Acalix could give up financial records, and that would give Blizzard a legal trail to follow, and of course...
So there's two ways that Blizzard can resolve this. Through a long and lengthy legal case, where they drag this guy's name through the mud and they make an example of him. Or they could take the short route around that and just pull a Boeing and just hire some dude to just, you know, give that guy the old Luigi special and then use that as an example instead.
Of course, if you hide evidence from discovery, you're very much in a lot of trouble. Discord, for example, could be asked to hand over direct messages from everyone involved. That might actually be the plan. For years across Reddit and forums, there have been allegations of a private server empire with Shiana at its head. Apparently, even saying their name mutes you on Turtle's Discord server.
Ooh,
and that's because people believe Torta, the Turtle WoW owner, is actually Shiana. But not just people. This lawsuit is also making that claim. This is the same Shiana who some people allege to take over private servers, then force in cash shops against the developer's will, and then, well, pockets the money. But
oh, nice. So basically, this is exactly the process that large companies like Blizzard use all the time. But then Blizzard turns around and is like, you can't do that! That's my tactic! How dare you! You motherfucker! This is beautiful.
But not just that, as well as abusing power out of greed, also alleged are doing things like selling maxed out characters or generating gold for gold sellers and taking a split of that. I'm not going to go any deeper on this side of things, but let me put it this way. This is allegedly a multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise abusing the genuinely passionate developers of most private servers that you know. And this may be Blizzard dropping a stick of dynamite down that rabbit hole. Maybe to see what happens. Or maybe that's all nonsense. And maybe it's just Blizzard angrily trying to shut down a private server that is encroaching upon their business.
Can I be honest with you? This splash art of a night elf looks way fucking cooler than anything Blizzard's ever done. Blizzard does not have the fucking dick and balls on them to make something that awesome anymore. I don't think TWoW used to have mobile auction and bank back in the day, just mounts and some cosmetics. So basically the same thing that happened to World of Warcraft is happening to Turtle WoW, where it degenerates over time. Imagine if it was AI. Well, if it's AI, then Blizzard better hop on using that same fucking AI because their current writing system is devastatingly shit. I mean, have you seen GN videos about Bloomberg and fair use, rules for thee but not for me? It's only Blizzard's philosophy. It's every single business on planet Earth's philosophy, Barando. This is not just in video games. This is all over the place.
Either way, though, Blizzard are definitely trying to break Turtle here. But given the Russia and Kazakhstan angle, well, their method is to break the people that they can legally access. Putting insane legal pressure on individual team members is going to cause team problems, and discovery does mean a lot of data will get out. If Turtle survives, it will be without these people. It will be by putting its head down and working quietly in the shadows, like other servers do. Which raises a very big question. Why do Blizzard just not let private servers do their thing?
Here we go. Because it damages their brand. It's the same as why Disney will never let go of a single one of any IP that they can, because the second someone else shows up and uses their characters in a much more nuanced and better way than they do, they know they're fucked. You can't feed the piggies slop if they've been given a birthday cake every now and then. Then the piggies start asking, where's the birthday cake? What the fuck? I'm going somewhere else.
This has been the big talk of the town. Basically, people saying, look, the only WoW that I want, the only WoW that actually reflects what I want from that experience is over on those private servers.
Yeah, you know what? Here, let me give you the perfect example of what this is, right? Here, I'll give you the perfect example of exactly what this is between Blizzard and someone else who runs a private server who does a way better job, right? So I'm going to use an animation to explain this. Right? So if you've watched the TV show Invincible, right? So keep that in mind. That's Blizzard. This is the people running the WoW private servers. Are you seeing the difference? There you go. That's the difference. Right there. Those are stock animated fires in the background, and still somehow they outperformed Invincible. They did a way better job with stock animated fire in the background than Invincible did, where they just bitch about how difficult animation is. That's exactly the difference between WoW and a private server.
Servers. So what is the truth of things? Well, there are loads of private servers out there, and Blizzard mostly seem to let them stand. I mean, real talk, if Blizzard wanted to, there are loads of private servers that they could find and take down. And I've always wondered why they hadn't, because generally big companies tend to do that. What we do see examining the evidence, though, is that Blizzard tends to only take private servers down when they get big. Nostalrius got hit when it was reaching a fever pitch. Even ignoring a multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise allegation, Turtle made itself Blizzard's problem by being as big as it was, but by being publicly big, by starting the ad campaigns, by publicizing the Unreal Engine 5 port, and trying to poach players from under WoW's nose. That's who those advertisements would have been targeted at. But in addition to that, we all know Blizzard are working on something like Classic Plus. They quite literally said as much when Season of Discovery ended.
American animators think they have rights and shit. In Japan, you do the animation or you die in the street. Yes, that is part of a problem and a wider issue, but I'm willing to bet that anyone passionate would be able to do a better job animating than people who keep on bitching and crying about how difficult it is. Why did you do a bad job animating? Because it's hard. I can pull up other examples if you'd like. Go look at the Batman movies, right? The animated Batman movies. And then go look back at Invincible. That was done in America, and they did a way fucking better job. Go look at the old Spider-Man series. Go watch fucking Batman Beyond. And think about how old that fucking show is, that series is. And then go look at Invincible. We don't even have to use the Japan example if you want. They cut so many fucking corners that all they can do is bitch and cry about how difficult it is. Go watch Batman Beyond. And you'll understand exactly what I mean. This is not a Japan versus Western animators kind of thing. This is a problem that is fucking prolific everywhere. Where a bunch of the newer animators bitch and cry like little pussies. Look on the old Avatar Aang or Korra fight. Yes, go look at the fight between Zuko and Azula, and then go look at Invincible again. That wasn't done in Japan. Blizzard wants to keep the level at slop, because if there's a competitor that does not slop, they're fucked.
And it's been quite a while since then. That does make Turtle a genuine competitor to a business that Blizzard wants to run, based on their own intellectual property, copyrights, etc. And this is the frustrating part. They offered a great experience in Turtle. I mean, I look at some of the patch videos, I look at the stuff that they made, and I see the passion, I feel the passion, and that's damn exciting to me. So they offered a great experience. Obviously, though, they did know the risks. And even if, for the majority of players and developers, it's passion for World of Warcraft in its classic form, well, there was plenty of knowingly profiting from breaking the law going on. Even though, yes, they were filling a market niche that Blizzard was not filling.
Yes,
and the tricky part is that, well, that market need itself is reliant on the Warcraft IP. Without Warcraft assets, Turtle wouldn't be Turtle. As an example, people want a new StarCraft. They might really want StarCraft 3. But that hasn't meant that they've went and bought Stormgate, which is quite literally a spiritual successor to StarCraft.
I tried this. It's actually pretty good. Stormgate's actually pretty fucking good. It's surprisingly good. Remember how many devs hated Baldur's Gate 3? It isn't monetized enough. It's like restaurants demanding how we pay huge tips. Do you remember how they also got mad at Elden Ring? Did you remember how every single game that breaks the mold and actually does something interesting that makes people excited for the video game, all of a sudden a bunch of bitches in America when the West start crying about that video game? How are we supposed to compete? Shut up, bitch. It's not my fucking problem. You figure out how to compete. Make a good product, or don't fucking make one at all. Die then. That's how that works.
Made by StarCraft developers. No, people, in addition to game mechanics and stuff.
It's genuinely not the same way, right? The same way a viewer doesn't need to give a shit about any streamer they watch. If you've got a streamer who's crying and bitching all the time about how it's unfair that other people are better at streaming than them, do you think that's the viewer's problem? That's not the viewer's problem. Not at all. Same thing with video games. It doesn't fucking matter to the viewer. It doesn't matter to the person playing the game. They're there for something they want. And if they're not getting it, they're going to go somewhere else.
They want the actual IP. They want the thing that makes them feel the way that IP makes them feel.
But the devs, writers, animators are going to starve and be homeless. No, they won't. McDonald's pays minimum wage, doesn't it? They can get themselves a nice studio apartment. All together, 8 of them living in one room. They should just pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
Real McCoy. And I'm not just saying that to defend a multi-billion-dollar company here, absolutely not. This is a problem that Blizzard created by not making their own Classic Plus. And in the vast majority of cases, fan projects should be protected and supported. PC gaming is founded on a mostly healthy modding culture. Even outside of gaming, communities of fan fiction and fan art lead to experienced and skilled creators. But the challenge here is that this isn't just fan art for fan art's sake. It is a full development team, and it appears to be fully monetized, raking in millions from intellectual property that is not theirs, and with no idea of where that money is actually going. In an ideal world, maybe the Turtle devs could go legit. Maybe Blizzard could let them license the Warcraft IP or work officially with a Classic Plus team. That changes things.
That'll never happen.
Because if that happened, they would then become headcount under Microsoft. Are Microsoft really going to allow for something like that?
Absolutely
and even if they
not.
were, it would be different. It would be more expensive. It would be more structured. It would have all the problems of a large organization. It would become a job instead of a passion project, and all the motivations could change drastically. And that's the real struggle here. On one hand, if you do things officially, it's going to take a hell of a lot more work. On the other hand, you could do it quicker, not really asking for permission. You can make massive progress, and you can do that in the shadows and not be caught, but even still, it is dangerous because it invites the kinds of alleged corruption that we're talking about here.
Well, yeah, of course. Also, it's like I said, you put yourself on a death timer. They will come for you. It doesn't matter. They will come for you. You are harming their market share by outperforming them. What business likes losing business to someone else offering the same product as them that's just a little bit better? There's not a single business out there that would let that happen. If they could shut that shit down, they would. Most animation in the US from the 90s and before was colored in Korea and sometimes animated by Japanese companies. They just did the key art in the US. So what you're telling me is that they were useless from the beginning and they refused to learn and develop and advance despite having decades of time to do so. They never got better, they just got lazier.
If they wanted to continue their project,
they were outsourcing from day one, the same way they outsourced Warcraft 3 to some fucking third world Thailand company or whatever the fuck, and then were shocked and astounded when there was no quality control. And somehow, I think that Warcraft 3 getting outsourced when being redevved was probably they did a better job than Blizzard would have done internally.
Well, they probably should have respected that and
Which
not
is horrific
brought in the
to say.
monetization angles. It's monetization via donations that are effectively a cash shop that, to me, just seems like it kind of seals the deal. And it's reasonable to think that if you didn't have the monetization angle and you didn't have the boasting of huge player counts and the paid advertisements, that they might be able to do what every other private server does: stay out of the limelight and just have it be a thing that their users play, draw people over slowly via word of mouth in DMs, not in big public places. To also take measures like removing visible Blizzard trademarks and offer client patches instead of full game client downloads. But mostly money, keeping money out of the picture, because money invites people who want money. And that very much includes Blizzard. Now, I'm not dooming here. There are plenty of private servers out there that are happy and healthy. There are ones that operate largely in the shadows, like, as an example, an ARPG-inspired solo progression server that I'm not going to name, but just the point being, there's lots of different takes of what WoW is out there. There's a WoW server subreddit that's very well known and has been well known for years. There's the 4chan general thread that has a whole big list.
Oh my god, 4chan loves WoW. They bitch about it constantly, but there's so many WoW threads on VG. And VGG. It's all over there. Oh my god.
If Blizzard wanted to send out DMCAs, it would take one person a few hours to compile a list of names and web addresses. In fact, as far as we know, they do send them. It's just the owners kind of ignore them, and that's that.
Yeah, they shrug their shoulders and don't care about it. And they're not a big enough threat to WoW yet for them to care about it. But in the future, they might be. And that's when Blizzard's going to come and fuck them. You tried Stormgate, but did you see the scouring? No, I have no idea. I played the game a little bit, I enjoyed myself, and then I moved on.
Blizzard doesn't really follow up fully. Perhaps they don't feel they need to. Perhaps they feel the only ones that are a real risk are the ones that catch on, as Turtle did. So where does Blizzard go from here? Well, the obvious answer is that some version of Classic Plus is coming. They've probably hit Turtle to clear the way for that, to not have a competing World of Warcraft
there
product,
you go.
which, let's be real, is kind of their right. It is their IP at the end of the day. Though all we can do is wait for the inevitable announcement. At the latest, I would expect next BlizzCon, which would be in 2026. It may be earlier, just to address the people who are waiting, but either way, I just hope that people get what they want from a Classic Plus that is official from Blizzard, because at the very least, if it's official, well, you're not going to be playing it with...
Introducing Classic Plus! Made by Microsoft exclusively on mobile and iPad. One button game rotation. That's what I expect from them now.
Fear that one day the servers could be taken down and your characters would be gone. I suppose what I can say for sure is that Blizzard absolutely sees the player demand. Blizzard absolutely has a profit motive. So these things are in alignment. They literally have a dev team that's pretty much said they're working on Classic Plus. It's just a matter of time till we see what Blizzard's vision is. And at the very least, At the very least, I would hope that the genuine passion of Turtle developers and Turtle players could be a source of inspiration for those developers on the Blizzard team. You know, it's not a perfect situation. There's absolutely going to be good lessons that can be taken from Turtle's existence. What do you think? Did you play Turtle? Did you want to play Turtle but were spooked out by the idea it could be taken down? What do you think?
I kind of leaned away from it. Like, I always had the idea of maybe I would play Turtle WoW at some point, but I kind of figured it's just a matter of time before Blizzard turns around and fucks them into the dirt. And hey, look what happened. Rose, not always, they will close out other businesses. For example, Google pay in ad Firefox big money every year so they will be alive. So their Chromium engine don't get it. Man, fuck, you got to retype that alert. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Chromium engine don't get in the EU problem with accusations of market monopoly. Yeah, no, you got to retype that one out.
Think is going to happen next? I'd love to hear, and if you're a player as jaded by the Shadowlands as I am, you might be happy to know that there's been retcons and things that, well, basically do try to take away a lot of the real bad shit from Shadowlands. If you want to learn about that, check out this video next.
Good video. Decent. Straight to the point. The bottom line of all of this, the bottom line of every single piece of this is these Turtle WoW, whether they were doing good things or bad things, was stealing market share from Blizzard. Blizzard finds that unacceptable and will directly pull down anything that steals enough market share from them and acts like a threat. That's such a brilliant idea from a business perspective. Steal all the ideas from the people you shut down and put it in your own game. Because now you know what people love. What he's talking about is that Google pays Firefox a lot of money so they exist as a browser and pseudo-competition in their Chrome browser, and the Chromium engine is not considered a monopoly in the EU. Yeah, but that's not the same as MMORPGs, because there's multiple shitty MMORPGs. Blizzard doesn't have to pay anyone shit, right? This is an IP thing. This is steal ideas from someone you're about to shut down. Fuck it. If World of Warcraft was the only MMO in existence, and there was one guy still playing Rift, they would argue that that is a significant competition to them in a court of law, and that's why it's not a monopoly. So they don't care. Like, Blizzard does not give a shit. That's just how it is. Late for me, so maybe text it. Go to sleep. Yeah, go to sleep, dude. Your sleep is more important than the stream. Go get some rest. Much more important than that you sleep. Now, what the fuck else did you send me in the Discord? You sent me this thing, which I have no idea what the hell that is. A Call of Duty and Call of Duty. I have not played COD for fucking years. I have not played COD since my early 20s. I know how... Wait, no, that's a lie. A few years ago, I did play it with a friend of mine, and I sucked ass, and I think I broke his back because my buddy had to carry me the entire time we were playing this game because I was so fucking bad at the game. I was so devastatingly bad at the game. Holy shit. So let's see what the fuck this is.
Someone that knows.
Ah, that's terrifying. A woman.
Someone that knows is inside.
Don't you fucking dare. You don't need to tell them anything.
I need to know.
What's with the weird proportions? Why are her hands so tiny but her head is huge?
Keep your mouth.
This isn't real.
The hell it ain't!
Is this fucking Fortnite?
Time to get your hands dirty.
Wait, hold up.
This is like some weird mix of Fortnite and Apex Legends. What the fuck is this? And why does this bitch have a jaw that could sink the fucking Titanic? What the hell? What the hell am I looking at? I feel like an old person who's lived in an old age home in like a community that never changed. And I walked out of that community and walked into a local Walmart and was just fucking like stun locked by how much everything is different. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this thing? This is not Call of Duty. COD has been trying to copy Fortnite for years. Yeah, and failing probably. You should look at the like to dislike ratio of the new Call of Duty reveal trailer. I'll take a look at that after this. Was that fucking Rey Mysterio? What the fuck is this?
I shoot Nazis. They die. That's my plan.
What the fuck am I watching? Is this like modded GTA or something? There's no ways this is COD. This has to be like, this has to be a meme.
He want the school, she want the tea, she want the tea. I cannot speak. We keeping it street, we keeping it street.
Pull up in a monster automobile gangster. You could be the king.
Fucking Homelander. Okay, that was funny. That was funny. Oh, that's fucking Nicki Minaj. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. What the fuck am I, like, god damn it, I feel like I'm having an aneurysm.
Bang, bang.
Call of Duty called World War II.
A product that is historically authentic.
Every part of this game has been researched and nuanced and studied. We really tried to get the respect and the details right of the game.
A black...
Are you fucking sure about that?
Female Nazi?
It is historically accurate.
Do you speak Japanese?
Okay, that's pretty funny. Oh yeah, that's historically accurate.
The all-new Call of Duty Battle Pass.
What the fuck am I looking at?
What the fuck is a Lachlan?
What do you think is the obsession? Like, I'm just saying this because I'm thinking of the Mortal Kombat trailer right now. What is the recent video game obsession with, like, putting really bad rap music behind everything? Like, why do they keep doing that? Why did we move away from these great grand orchestral pieces that used to, like, sit in the back of like video games that would give you this sense of grand scale and like have some emotional evocation in them, all the way down to a GTA character shaking their ass on the top of a fucking Lamborghini? What happened? Rap is epic. Okay, that... Oh, of course. Of course. What am I saying? Of course, you're right. Is she a fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist?
Bravo, I'm in position.
Why is she ugly as fuck? And what are these fucking sausage fingers doing here?
Click off the coast. Structures are visible. What's your status?
What's your status? Jesus. This is so fucking retarded. What the fuck is this?
Truth is, your whole life is a lie.
You wanted peace, so we hit the war, and now it rages all
I've got to say, whoever edited this together is a genius.
in the shadows.
Behind closed doors, where we hide the world's secrets.
While we build your trust, the world falls apart around you. If you weren't so distracted, you'd realize nothing
I've never seen this guy's videos, Ashura.
But if it's truth you seek,
Oh my god.
look in the dark.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this, right? But it was a mistake. It was such a fucking mistake letting Call of Duty live and not returning to Monkey and just playing fucking Medal of Honor. What happened? Medal of Honor was so fucking based as a game. I still remember playing some of the Medal of Honor games when they came out in school, and then we had like history lessons on the exact things that happened in Medal of Honor, and people were like having like these great like fucking grand conversations in the history class to the point that the fucking teacher was like, oh my god, they love what I teach them. She had no fucking idea. The only reason we cared was because of the video games. Man, what happened? I mean, London's not looking as bad as people keep telling me it is. It's looking okay. Jesus. Man, what a base time to be alive. Jesus Christ. What happened? Oh my god. How did we go so far backwards? The more time moved forwards, things were supposed to get better, not worse. Damn, look at this.
They're losing it! Take their last flag!
You know, I forgot that some of these old games let you play as the good guys from World War II. Damn. Damn, look, oh my, man, this is such a nostalgia trip, holy shit. Oh, fuck, that's, oh man. What was that, the B-17? I saw the link. I'll look at it now. Jesus. How the fuck did we go spinning backwards since then? What the fuck happened?
Let's do this.
Oh, I remember this. I can remember as a kid taking my piece of shit, barely functioning PC that I cobbled together from used parts and dragging it to my friend's house over the weekend so we could sit up all night eating fucking Doritos, drinking Coke out of the 2-liter bottle, and just landing the fuck out, no matter how dog shit we were at this game. I remember all the fucking Unreal Tournament sessions, all the Call of Duty sessions, all the Dota sessions. Original Dota, not Steam's Dota. Man, what happened? What the fuck happened? Oh, no Russian? Probably a bit loud. Oh man, this was peak. What the fuck happened? What the fuck? God damn, what the fuck happened? Man, we went backwards. We really went backwards. Holy shit. That's bad. Oh, I remember this. Oh, fuck. This shit was so good. The sequel to Call of Duty, when the game was good. You know, there's that fantasy trope that you see in a lot of like fantasy worlds where like they dig up ancient technology and the technology is like super advanced, like sci-fi stuff. I used to think that was such a ridiculous concept, but looking at where video games are today and where they were in 2003, it's starting to make sense. Jesus. Hey, remember when games were about the gameplay? When they actually had a story strapped to them? What the fuck happened, man? What a fucking wacky world we live in. How did this happen? Alright, look, I'm just gonna say it. Fortnite was a mistake. Fortnite was a gigantic mistake.
Yeah, that's it. We need to send a Terminator to Epic HQ in 2015.
No, Cyro. We need to send him even further back. We need to go after the source. We need to send Terminator after Stefan Molyneux. Did you see my DM? I did see your DM. What the hell did you send me there? Then I'll look at Jimmy's link. What is this? Van Helsing official trailer, Hugh Jackman. Oh, we need this as a game, yes. I can't play this because this is copyrighted. Right, that'll get me in shit. I know the Van Helsing thing. We do need that as a game. We absolutely do. My god. What the fuck is this? Okay, this...
it's funny.
Man, that
I need to think the
is
type of
dangerous.
games
Okay.
I've reviewed since I've been on YouTube. I don't know how I ended up going from reviewing my favorite FPS games like Blood, Fear, and Shadow Warrior to more recently...
Doom is so good. I used to watch my cousin play it when I was too retarded to figure out how it worked, and then I played it myself and it was great. I also played the first Wolfenstein, where you have to defeat pixel art Robo Hitler. It was great.
Looking at titles like Ethnic Cleansing and Zog's Nightmare. Now onto something like the Moon Man mod for Doom.
The Moon Man
Why do
mod?
I do
What
it?
the fuck?
Well, because it's what my lovely viewers want, and I'm all too happy to oblige,
Of course.
even if it is for something abhorrently racist.
Oh, obviously, then you play as Hitler shooting... Okay, I get it.
Moon Man mod for Doom is the kind of thing that could only come out of an internet culture where people are essentially able to make something without ever having to look another person in the eyes.
Yep.
Based off the Moon Man commercials for McDonald's in the 1980s.
Oh yeah, this is like the ultra racist character that 4chan like makes rap songs about. I remember this.
In fact, originally from 1986, the same year I was born, it went from being a harmless mascot into some kind of extremely racist figurehead for 4chan's subboard poll in 2015.
Yep.
I don't know what the hell McDonald's were thinking making a mascot with a moon for a goddamn head. I mean, that shit is nightmare material, but the dank memes that followed were a lot worse.
The fucking basketballs. What the fuck?
I guess around this time was when the mod for Doom was made, but it's kind of hard to know for sure. I mean, information on the mod is hard to come by, as most websites don't really allow it to be
What in the
discussed.
goddamn?
And finding links for it can be a bit tricky as well.
Nexus mods would never allow this.
When you get your hands on it, you'll see it's really just a little more than a gameplay modification for the original game, changing the enemies around and adding a bunch of new guns to play around with. I bet you never thought you'd see a video where someone actually talks about the gameplay for the Moon Man mod, did you? Well, think again, Sonny Jim.
You know what's really interesting? Is back in the day, people wouldn't even get mad at you for making something like this. Then people started getting mad at modders for adding things into video games. And now we're at the stage where people get mad at you that modders remove things from video games. Mods like this in the past, no one really gave a fuck, right? You'd shrug your shoulders and carry on with your day. Because if you don't like it, you just wouldn't care. Then, someone got their fucking panties in a bunch about modders adding things like this to games. Now they get fucking their panties in a bunch about people removing flags from the game. Politics was such a mistake for everyone to get involved in. This is why I'm so fucking fatigued by all politics bullshit, right? That's why I'm also going to stop this video here. I'm so fucking fatigued by all the politics horseshit, I couldn't give a fuck anymore. It's exhausting. It's tiresome. It hurts my soul that people can't just sit down and play something, have a giggle, and just enjoy themselves. Man, I'm so fucking exhausted. I'm so burned out by that shit. I'm moving on. I can't. I just can't. I'm so tired of that shit. Holy fuck. What a boring ass world we live in. You can't make that. That's offensive. Oh, you know what we need to do is we need to light some tiki torches. That'll solve the problem. Fuck, I'm so exhausted by it. I'm so burned out. And give it 2 years and the rest of the world will have caught up with where I am right now. Honestly, Jesus Christ, I'm so tired of that shit. So I'll tell you what, we'll do one more. I'm going to do one more video. That was enough to exhaust me. Political stuff like that just exhausts me. So we're going to look at the real cost of being a whale in Diablo. And then we're going to play some fucking Guild Wars 2 because I just can't take it anymore.
Does it take to become a whale in Diablo Immortal? Now, in some games, it might only cost you $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. But Diablo Immortal is not like these other games. In Diablo Immortal, you'll find players who have spent anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000 to upwards of $100,000.
Only? Only $100,000? I don't know, Blizzard. That number seems a little bit low. You got to pump those numbers up.
Now, you might remember the infamous video, "Should I refund $100,000 on Diablo Immortal?" from JT is All Business from over 3.
Yes, you should. And you should also go to fucking therapy, buddy. He actually does a review on the mod. So Hitler had the best weapon lineup. Ben had the best special weapons. And Moonman had the best voice lines. Like, you see, like, I understand he's actually reviewing the mod and stuff, but I couldn't care. I'm so just burned out. Like, maybe in a few days I will recover and be able to look at that, but like, so far I'm so overloaded with how fucking retarded people are online and how much everyone thinks they're a goddamn genius.
Daddy. Then let me take it for you, Daddy. Let me take it all. Ooh.
I will turn this fucking stream around right now, Ashura. I will end this goddamn stream right now, you motherfucker. You motherfucker.
3 years ago. And if you didn't see it from him, then you might have watched the Bald Man react to it. Seeing as these.
Wait, was this? Okay, I think I watched this video. I think I watched this goddamn video. Where Asmongold's reacting to this guy who spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars in Diablo Immortal. And then he couldn't find anyone to PvP against. Because no one had spent as much money as him. Is that the same guy? I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. It has to be the same guy.
He's gotten about 10 times the amount of views on it. But even nowadays, $100,000 is a lot to spend on a game. And it is a little bit watered down now.
Let me just convert that number into Monopoly money so I can fully understand how much money that is. $100,000 is 1.7 million rand. You could buy a pretty fucking nice house with that in my country. Holy shit. I could probably live... hold on. Let me do a calculation here. I could live off of that amount of money, covering every single one of my expenses for roughly 10 years. Jesus Christ.
Now that the game's over 3 years old, and it's not as shocking to hear, but that's still over $30,000 a year. That's more than the cost of a new Nissan Sentra. And oh yeah, stay tuned. We're going to take a look at how JT Is All Business is doing nowadays, since we happen to play on the same server. And yes, he does.
Every time you spend money on Diablo Immortal, I feel my heart level up. Do you want to grind together, cutie? Whoa.
Let's continue.
still play.
Not me
So,
getting all
what does
hot
it mean
and
to be a
bothered
whale?
over your Diablo Immortal spending? Yeah, keep spoiling me, and I might just buff you with extra affection.
It's one of these fucking buttons. There we go.
In Diablo Immortal, and how much does this all cost? The first thing I want to mention are the in-game currencies.
Good idea,
and
Sniper.
how I'll be making a real dollar comparison here. So the two currencies are Platinum, which can be used on the player market, buy and sell items. It can be earned for 3 through the Battle Pass and a few other places. And then there are Orbs, which are the premium currency, which you can only buy from Blizzard. And of course, if you check the website, you can see the same bog standard predatory pricing.
That hit me.
Would you believe me if I told you that there's a...
Jesus, give me a second. Fuck me.
Ooh, thank you for being such a generous demon slayer. Spending money on Diablo Immortal makes me blush. Maybe you'll buy me some shiny gear
fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh, I can feel my final nerve being fucking rubbed on right there. I'm just gonna remove Tangier entirely, I think. It's just gonna be one more, and then I'm removing Tangier entirely. God damn it.
Secret $200 bundle that is only available
This
on
guy's
the
speaking
website.
slow.
I'm assuming it's because there's some sort of limit to the price of in-app purchases on mobile games, but this bundle will provide you with the best dollar per orbs that you can find. But of course, there is a black market for both of these currencies. I'm not going to be considering it in my calculations, but if you do end up, buying orbs from one of these people, then you're going to end up with a negative orb balance, and Blizzard's going to make it so that your account can never join a party ever again. It's honestly one of the coolest ways I've seen to receive a soft ban, because your account just...
Yeah, this is the pay-to-lose system. You soft ban yourself by spending too much money here.
...becomes unusable. You still have it, so now you just have the FOMO times a million. But the most cost-effective way is to spend your money...
This guy speaks as slow as Bram's brain.
Okay. Okay, that's it. Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is that goddamn button? Where's the disable all button? There we go. Problem solved. Let me save that. There we go.
Buy some orbs. Use that to buy crests in the game, get some legendary gems, sell those for plat, or use them yourself. Because you can also transfer 1 orb for 10 plat, but this conversion rate sucks and should be only done for like tiny amounts of platinum. Next, I'll briefly explain what systems are in place that make people whales. So there are 2 main things, and these are 2 different types of gems.
Okay, I'm sorry, this guy speaks too slowly, and I couldn't give a fuck about Diablo Immortal. If you played Diablo Immortal, if you enjoyed Diablo Immortal, the only thing that I can really say is you should probably have your right to vote revoked immediately. You failed the test. You should probably be turned into Soylent Green for the rest of us. Like, that's just how it should be. I can't fucking stand it. These people play fucking Diablo Immortal and then pretend like it's a video game and not just a payment system where they lose a bunch of money. What a bunch of pussies. If they were like they had any dignity whatsoever, they'd just play a fucking real game. But they can't because they're such little fragile ego bitches that they can't handle the idea that someone else is going to be more skilled at the video game than them. And so what they do is they go out of their way to spend a bunch of fucking money. Imagine being such a goddamn loser that you're wasting money on fucking pixels in a video game. Because you're so pathetic that else might just go out of their way to beat your ass because they actually played the game. Hurts you on such a deeply fundamental level that you need to empty out your fucking bank account. Fuck. God damn, what a bunch of losers. Jesus Christ. We play video games to escape a world filled with pay to win, not to get into another one. I can't fucking stand it anymore. I can't take it. I can't take this fucking idea that everyone's gonna play this gay-ass bitch game and then pretend that it's a video game. Diablo Immortal's not a fucking video game. It's a bunch of loser shit of people throwing money at each other, trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. Yes, this includes Elon and his bitch behavior in Path of Exile. This is everyone who fucking spends a ton of money on pay-to-win trash. Every fucking one of them is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. If I had the opportunity, they should never be allowed to breed. They should never be allowed to have children. They shouldn't be allowed to vote. And what we should do is we should corral them all into like a subsection of a fucking island and just leave them there. Let them live with the fucking Sentinelese. See how that works out. See if their credit card saves them from fucking pitch black dark man in a loincloth who's been using a bow and arrow for the last 25 years. Fuck these idiots. I'm so tired of them. I'm so exhausted by every single one of these fucking losers. But it's not really pay to win because I just spent $500 on something. Fucking morons, all of them. Every single one of them. Hold them down, take their shoes off, and smack their fucking feet with a small little rod. I'm so fucking, oh god, I'm so exhausted by pay to win. I could not give less of a fuck about a game like Diablo Immortal, because it's not a game. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Video games are meant to be experiences to be enjoyed, not something to rush through with a fucking credit card. Every single dev, I'm willing to bet. I am willing to bet that the reason that video games suck so much fucking dick today, that every single day you need to dig through a pile of fucking shit in order to find something with a little bit of artistic expression today, is because every fucking loser ass dev doesn't know how to program a fucking video game. They go into university and they go into the game dev course, and the first thing they learn is, this is how you build a cash shop. Here's your degree. If I had things my way, I would walk into the AAA industry, rub a fucking genie's lamp, get a genie out of there, and he'd be like, what are your 3 wishes? I'd like, nah, fuck that, dog. You can keep 2 of those wishes. I've got 1 wish. I wish that every single person who supports or uses pay to win loses full functionality of their hands, legs, feet, and fucking forehead. I hope they sit around there like newborn babies, dangling their fucking head about every day, trying to keep their head up. Not able to drive a car, so that they never leave the fucking old age home we all throw them into. They deserve to be in a fucking asylum. Every single one of them. God, I'm so fucking exhausted by this. I'm so fucking fatigued. And I see that fucking Sniper Tigress has spent like goddamn 10 gifted subs there. Why'd you do that? God damn it. I'm so mad I didn't even see that. Thank you, I appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. God damn it. I cannot express. I can't fully express how much pay to win pisses me off. And how many fucking losers out there defend pay to win. My rage for pay to win is fucking infinite. Because an entire generation has grown up with pay to win thinking it's normal. And every single person who's programmed that into a video game deserves to never be allowed to touch a video game ever again. Never dev one, never play one, nothing. They can fuck off. They can go do cave paintings on a wall on a mountain somewhere. Fuck me. God damn it. I need to calm down. Give me a second. I'm too pissed off right now. I'm so fucking pissed off. Give me a second. I'm gonna be right back. Thank you. Fucking thank you, Sniper Tigress. I appreciate that, but just give me a goddamn second. That fucking pissed me off all beyond all belief. I'll be right back. Also, I need a piss.